Welcome to DAX Machina. Join us as we explore the mysteries of this world. Cryptids, monsters, macabre tales, and horror stories abound. Could they be true? Are monsters real?
Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us on another edition of DAX Machina. Joining me in the studio tonight is Robbie Rains and Anthony the Pitbull Canatella. Unfortunately, Doc will not be able to join us tonight because he is going to be heading for Florida for early in the morning for combat lifesaver classes. And Steve, unfortunately, is still working weekends, so it's just got to put up with the three of us maniacs tonight, and we'll try not to disappoint. Guys, how the heck are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, brother.
Good.
Very good.
I'm going to be meeting up with Doc. If it's Monday, I got to text him. I'm going to be meeting up with Doc at his class, and go to dinner and stuff. So I'm going to have some pictures and videos, and I'll throw them up when we come back on.
Heck yeah, that'd be great. Well, I made a mistake tonight, guys.
Uh-oh.
Annette has been on a Thai food kick lately, which I do like Thai food.
Right.
But my youngest son, Noah, has been challenging me to do hotter and hotter. And I got the hot tonight, and I thought I was going to die. I was on fire for over an hour. It was delicious. I ate every bit of it, but oh, my God.
So what you're saying is you were really living by what Richard Marcinko used to say, right? If you ain't sweating, you ain't eating.
That's it.
And I was sweating. My eyeballs I had to take my glasses off while I was eating.
Damn.
That's when you know you're doing something, when your eyeballs start sweating.
Oh man, I was sweating bullets, and I have the unfortunate future of what's going to happen to me in the morning.
Oh yeah,
eat some ice cream before you go to bed.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Come on, ice cream.
But I do love Thai food. It is fantastic. But oh my God, I might have went just a little too hot tonight. Want to thank everybody for joining us. We've got a pretty good crowd already. 34 people showing up as joining us. Appreciate each and every one of you guys being here tonight, and you guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys spending your Saturday evening with us. And tonight we are going to be discussing demons and shadow people, and it's something that I think everybody here has a little bit of knowledge on. Either first or second hand, because some of this stuff is really, really intense, and it affects a lot of people in daily life. Anthony, you're Roman Catholic, correct?
Yeah.
So that is very much, part of the Roman Catholic religion. Not to mention the fact that creatures that can be considered demonic or appear in every major religion and in every culture across the globe.
Yeah, they have their own division in the Catholic Church for demonology and stuff from the Vatican. I know that that specialize in stuff like this for demonic, demons and all that crazy stuff. Man, I know that.
They're three triplets from Sicily.
See,
right?
look. What did I just say? The fucking EV just turned on by itself. I'm like, what the hell? You see me sitting there, I'm not doing anything. Just turned on by itself. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. I ain't talking about demons no more.
Anthony, he gone.
Yeah. Yeah, no more demon talk. Nope, sorry.
Oh, that's too funny.
No more demon talk. Where are you? Shit turned on like that. I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
it scared the shit out of me.
Oh my God, that was freaking hilarious.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, it went bang.
Uncle John's in the next room with the remote messing with
Probably fucking with me. Yeah,
laughing his ass off.
Yeah, no, he'd have heard him cackling.
No, he's watching the Yankee game. He's preoccupied right now. So yeah.
Dondo says you laugh until it's your TV. Well, he's probably right.
Yeah.
But I think what kicked it off for a lot of people of my generation, Anthony and I we're pretty much exactly the same age. We are days apart, same year, same month, within days of
everything.
each
Yeah.
other. But I think what kicked it off for most people of our generation and for the generations coming after was a little film that came out in 1973 called The Exorcist.
I don't even see. I can't watch that to this day, man.
That movie scared the crap out of
Yep.
me when I was young,
Me
and it's
too.
still frightening even today. There are people who have thrown that book away and stopped reading it. It's absolutely terrifying, and what makes it even worse is that it's based on a true story. The events that were depicted in that movie happened here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Mm. Well, didn't it happen to a boy?
A little boy.
In the 20s instead of the yeah. I know that. I know it's documented in the Catholic Church. It was
Yeah,
documented.
the building where it happened at, they say there's still strange phenomenon going on in that building today.
Yeah, it's funny though. Two of the scariest movies of all time, The Exorcist and Amityville Horror, are both based on true stories.
True stories.
Oh yeah. My aunt lived down the block from where that house was in Amityville, Long Island.
Mhm.
When we go to her house, you'd see it. I think they tore that house down.
No, it's up for sale.
They just saw the window. Didn't they change the windows or
They
something?
changed the windows to try to
Yeah.
try to shake off the old Amityville,
Yeah,
curse.
that really happened. Yeah, that guy's still in,
the Theo family.
yeah, he's still in prison. The husband. I know that. I know he went ape shit. He went bonkers, man.
Shotgunned his whole family.
Yeah, but he did say there was stuff telling him what to do and stuff. They never found proof of it.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Well, it's tough to use a demonic possession defense in court. That's one that's going to be tough to prove.
Look at the Son of Sam in New York.
Yeah,
the guy shooting everybody with the Magnum. All the dog told me to do was the devil. Really. Charles Manson, there you go, prime example, right there, whack job.
Yeah, but it makes you wonder how many of these people have had some sort of demonic influence in their
Well,
lives.
yeah.
100%. I mean,
because that's beyond just human evil.
Yeah.
That is just off the chain evil.
I think the human has to be a pretty evil person to start with, or maybe not evil, but they have to have that.
Well, I believe you're born with it. I believe that you are born evil, to some extent. Look at Jeffrey Dahmer. That kid was not normal.
Oh yeah, from the get.
Even his dad said it. He was not normal. There was something wrong with him upstairs.
Yeah.
So either it's a mental issue or it's genetics.
Something that's
right.
That's attached to that family. Corey Cole's laughing at us. He says, "Is that how you rid the demons? Change the windows?"
Yeah,
I didn't
right.
like that. I meant that they probably changed the windows to try to improve the resale value, because most people would see that and immediately recognize it.
Yeah, that house was sitting there. My aunt was telling me before she passed, for the longest time, for sale. No one even looked at it.
You mentioned buying that and turning it into a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, but come on, really? Yeah, that would be cool. Have a special events on Halloween and stuff. That would be badass. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have any of you guys ever seen something you believe is demonic or a shadow person?
Me personally, no. I know my dad had an experience when he was alive, but
I've seen shadow people a number of times.
I see stuff here, but it ain't shadow people. I know it's my dad. I see stuff out of the corner of my eye and stuff happens. It's not. I don't feel threatened. I know it's my dad, like I said before. I know he's with me, but yeah, it's not evil. But no, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly.
I was checking an abandoned building one time because we thought there were squatters in it, and I had my patrol cruiser pointed at the building with my lights and everything on, and I go into the building, and I called in and said, 1405, I'm entering a building for a security check.
Right.
And I drew my weapon and I had my tactical light on, and I swept the building and there was nobody in it. And I was at the farthest point from where I went in, at the back of the building, and I would shine my flashlight and I would see what looked like figures race across my light.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
do
it
that.
looked
Yeah,
they looked like that's what I was trying to do. But every time I would start toward the door, I would see one in my flashlight, and I would try to back away from it. And I almost squeezed off around a couple of times because I didn't know what they were. They obviously weren't people. But I finally made a break down the hallway toward my car, and I felt like something was chasing me, and like it was right on my heels. And
right.
it didn't go away until I ran into the headlights.
Yeah. I know my dad had an experience similar to that
Well,
That
in a
was a
house
good
in New
night.
York.
I told you about the kind of day I had, but I saved this. I didn't tell either one of y'all this when we were talking before the show. I wanted to save it for the show because I wanted to, which Anthony's darked out because of reasons now, but I wanted to see your reaction to this. About 6:20, 6:30 this morning, somewhere around in there,
Mhm.
I get an alarm call at the mortuary inside the city.
Today?
Yeah, this morning.
Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. So I'm like, it's like 34 degrees, wind's blowing. I'm like, great. Well, the point of activation was in the prep room. I'm like, even better. So as I'm driving, I get a text message from my dispatcher. I pull over, pick up the phone, look at it. It said, hey, just to let you know, your case number for this, the last three
Get out of
numbers,
here.
case
Don't
number,
even.
yes. 2022-05.
666.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
And that was at the mortuary.
Yeah.
Did you go with backup or by yourself?
I was by myself. So,
No. See, no, I would have called for backup. See ya.
so
Sorry.
I'm not finished yet. So I get there and I'm like, so I said a little prayer before I got out because I was like, this is
A
just
little freaked out.
yeah, a little bit unnerving. At 6:20 in the morning, still pitch black, 34
Oh, yeah.
degrees, wind blowing, in a mortuary, in the prep room.
Yeah. Perfect setting.
Yeah. So I go up and I check.
That'd be 10-8. Yeah. Yeah. I seen that.
Yeah, Steve. I almost thought about doing it, but I was like, nah, I got to do it. So I go
Dinner
check the
break.
front doors.
Yeah.
They're locked, and I'm like, okay, there's only one more door or two more doors in this place, and they're both on the side. So I walk around, check the other side door. It's fine. So I start walking around behind the building, and there's like all the way down the back row or the back wall, they've got these big long mirrors, or not mirrors, but windows. They're about that wide,
Right.
and most of them had this like big plastic thing. So I'm assuming this is where some of the work's done. That they just don't want people looking in. So I'm walking in and I see a window that's broken. I'm like, oh crap. Well, I walk up and I realize that big plastic thing's there and it's attached, and there's not going to be it's been broke for a while. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, I'm just overreacting. Nothing. This is good. This is fine. I get on down a little ways. I get past the plastic, and I turn to look in one of the windows, and apparently it was an office, and the guy had a freaking mannequin in there. I don't know if it was something to check on,
What?
test clothes.
That is
I turned
nuts.
the corner and looked, and it was like it was looking right out the window at me.
Now, my reaction, I would have dumped my Meg into it. It'd have been done. Yeah.
So that started my morning.
You would have been
I
up
know
for a
I
review on that one.
didn't see anything. You didn't see any shadow people, but still going up to that with all those factors in my head, you get a little uneasy feeling on stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I would say.
And then
so.
going
Like
around
I
seeing that
said.
son of a gun standing in the office. Oh,
Yeah.
I really wish Steve could have been here tonight. I don't know if he's listening at work, buddy. We miss you, but I really wish he could have been here tonight because he's seen some creepy shit at the hospital. Like
Has
especially
he?
around when he worked the 9th floor and they would regularly have patients pass.
Yeah, he
he's
said
seen-
that on one show. He was talking about
Yeah.
it. I remember.
He said he's seen something like right after the person passed, saw something come out of the room and just
there's a lot of
disappear.
crazy shit goes on at hospital. Because remember, Doc was talking about that a couple of shows ago, some of the stuff he's seen in hospitals.
Yeah.
Hospitals, since there's so much death around hospitals, they seem to be a focal point for, and I hate to use the word demonic energy, but that's really, there's nothing else I can think of. It's like the specter of death.
Right.
Yep.
There are places in the, because I worked two of the hospitals here in town. When I was a deputy, I was working there as the overnight head of security, and there were some places in those hospitals where you just didn't go. The old hospital over here on the north side of town, the only thing that's still in operation is part of the school and the emergency room. They've closed everything else down, and you can see full body apparitions up on the third floor surgery. That place is just absolutely creepy.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I'm sorry. Nope, couldn't do it. See you later. Bye-bye. Not for me. No.
There was one report from an officer on the third floor surgery, because we had to walk through there and check doors, that he saw a nurse in like the old white nurse uniforms with the white shoes and the funny hat cross from one surgery to the other. Because that hospital was really originally open in like 1905, but he saw her walk across from one surgery to the other. And when he got down there, both the doors to both surgeries were padlocked, because those old surgeries were shut down. I was walking through there one night about 2:00 in the morning and felt something pull my radio cord, because I had my radio cord run from my radio up my back and over my shoulder to hook to my lapel. And I felt something pull the radio cord and let it go. And I spun around and there was nobody there. There are other people that have seen the spirit of a little girl up there. And one officer said he was walking by and he looked down the hallway to that old surgery and there was a ball bouncing down the corridor. I said, "Did you go check it out?" He goes, "No, I got the out of there."
Yeah, I would.
I didn't go to see if anybody was messing with me. I beat feet.
Mm-hmm. There would be no question about it. Sorry.
Yeah. And that pulls right into the whole the shadow creatures thing. The 6th floor of Cox South Hospital, which is the biggest hospital in town, the 6th floor is all machinery. It's where the air handlers are. It's where all the heating and air conditioning units are to shoot to both directions in the hospital. And there's no way in or out of that floor without a proximity card, prox card, where you scan in and out. And after hours, not even maintenance went up there. But I would always go through there of a night. I'd walk through once just to make sure that nobody that wasn't supposed to be in the hospital had found their way into that floor, because we were all the time finding in some of those old nooks and crannies of the hospital. We would find homeless people that would come in and try to set up shop. So that was one of the things we were always on the lookout for. So I'm walking through this 6th floor one night, and most of the lights are off, and I was shining my flashlight around in between two of these great big air handlers. And when I say great big, they were the size of basically one of those tiny houses you can buy. They were massive air handlers. Between two of them, I saw a dark figure walk from one side to the other, and I yelled out. And of course, I didn't get an answer, so I go ducking down there, taking off, and I spent 15 minutes chasing this dark shadow around the 6th floor. And there's no way in or out without a card. So I don't hear a beep. I don't hear nobody going in and out, and I'm still chasing this thing. And finally, it darts around one of the air handling equipment over toward the elevators, and there were elevators that came to that floor. But again, you had to have a card to open it.
Right.
And those are old, slow elevators. So it rounds the corner by the elevators, and I'm maybe 20 seconds behind it. There is no way it got an elevator. Somebody could get an elevator to that floor, open and close it before I could make it there, because those elevators are slow as hell.
Yeah, and they're
around
loud.
the corner, nothing there. And the area's well lit up where the elevators are at. Nothing. And I've spent the last 15 minutes chasing this around the floor, and I was like, "What the hell did I I chasing?"
Look at that.
So I called another officer to come in. Called in another officer to come up the back stairwell and come in the other direction. And I kind of pushed toward him. So if there's anybody on the floor,
you would flush him out.
I would have flushed him to him.
Right.
And we spent another 10 minutes clearing that floor. We couldn't find anything. There was nobody on that floor. No way in or out.
Well,
but I had spent 15 minutes chasing something.
That one guy, what was it? A cop or security guard at that hospital? It was on YouTube where he was checking the doors and stuff, and that thing grabbed him by the ankle
And dragged him.
dragged him down the hallway, and it was on video. It was on CTV. I mean, it was like, what the hell? And he freaked him out so bad, he left. He quit. They interviewed the guy. He goes, I don't know what happened. You could see this dark entity come out of the door, and he went to go grab the handle, and next thing you know, he was flat on his back, and it grabbed him by the leg and was dragging him down the hallway. I don't know if you ever seen it. Did you see that video?
I've seen the video.
Did you, Robbie? You seen it, Robbie, or no?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Crazy.
I throughout working at the there we go. Between working at the hospital and working on patrol, I've seen creepy crap, and a couple of times I've seen full body apparitions. And I've never really been a ghost guy. I've always been.
You've seen that little girl, right? That little girl.
Yeah, the little girl at our house that Annette had seen multiple times.
And you were like, "Yeah, she's full of shit." Yeah, and then he gets out of the car.
I didn't think that. I didn't really see stuff like that.
He didn't say that, Annette. If you're watching, he didn't say that.
You can get my ass kicked later, Rob. Anthony, thanks, bud.
Yes. Yeah, tell the story. Tell the story what happened. I don't know if everybody ever heard.
Let me answer his question real quick. Cowboys 5 Ring says, question, why did the legion of demons that possessed the garrison demonic asked Jesus to cast him into the herd of swine? I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know.
Oh, I think I can answer that one somewhat. Basically, from what I've been told is the demons knew that Jesus had power over them, had dominion over them.
Oh yeah,
and they knew that he could send them back to hell somewhere he wanted to. So the reason they wanted to be cast into the swine was so they didn't have to go back to hell and face whatever wrath. Because basically they were asking Jesus for mercy is how I was. This may be wrong.
Mark, a lot of demons
probably explain it a little bit better. But
a lot of demons that I know of in the Catholic religion used to be angels, fallen angels.
Yeah. So
that's, another, what Robbie's saying, and backs it up. He wouldn't get rid of, he'd cast them out, and they were fallen. A lot of demons were.
Well, they fell when Lucifer fell.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
they were the ones that backed him.
How many demons are there? There's the demon of greed and a demon of sloth. What is it?
That's what I think the Wendigo is. I think it's a demon of hunger.
Right. Yeah, and they have different demons.
7 deadly sins, and there's most of the evil things or the bad things that we as humans do. There is some kind of evil entity that I believe is attached with that. Because you're fighting temptation, but what really is temptation? Is temptation just up here, or is it a tangible thing that that actually tempts you? I mean, there
is. I mean, we've all seen evil, pure evil. I've looked at evil, and I've seen it in a man's eyes to where you wouldn't think it was humanly possible to do certain things to other human beings and not have a care in the world. I know DA, I know Robbie's seen it. I've seen it firsthand, Doc, that everyday people walking the streets don't see it.
Right.
Is there a possibility? Of course there is. I think something's attached to people that do that kind of crazy shit.
We had a guy they brought into the jail one night that was on that they told us was on bath salts. And he was not a big guy. He was maybe 5'5", 140, 150 pounds.
Superhuman strength.
And when he started fighting us, he grabbed me by the front of the uniform and threw me over a desk.
Man, you're not small.
No, I was DA. I was 240, 250.
Yeah, when he was in uniform, he wasn't.
Plus, full body armor and shit.
Right, he wasn't heavy. He wasn't heavy. You were buff. I've seen the pictures. I know.
With all the body armor and equipment on, I was probably pushing 3 bills with gear. And he picked me up and threw me over a desk.
Yeah, that's scary because I would have got up and been like, hello. I would have been like, what's going on here?
It took 6 of us to get him under control, and the whole time he was chucking people.
Well,
And
you think about it, your adrenaline.
Mhm.
I mean, it's been accounted for. Human adrenaline. I mean, they still can't figure it out. You know,
When we finally got him under control and got him put in a cell, he paced back and forth, and we had him in a camera cell, and he would stop and stare at that camera, and it felt like he was boring his eyes right into you. I mean, it was creepy.
See,
We were
that's nuts.
we were not jokingly saying, I think that guy's possessed.
That's crazy, man. That's just
And when he came down off the bath salts, had no memory of any of it.
no, they never do. Look at the one guy that ate the guy's face in Miami.
Yeah,
I mean, they shot that dude, what, 28, 30 times?
something like
And
that.
they still couldn't kill him.
I fought
He got
a little,
up.
I fought a little guy one time. He was 120 pounds, soaking wet, carrying a brick, and I was laying on top of him. I was probably 250 at the time. I was laying on top of him, tasing him, and he was standing up with me on his back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I fought that son for 10 minutes, and it took it like Da said. It took 5 or 6 of us to get him in cuffs. Once we got him in cuffs, got him in the back of the car. Son of a gun got out of the back of the car and took off with the cuffs behind him. Took off running.
Yeah.
And ran for about 50 or 60 yards before we finally caught him. And he was in jail for like 2 solid weeks up here and did not know what was going on. And all of a sudden, when he came down, was just like, why am I here? What's going on?
Right.
Had no memory of the last 2 weeks. Had no clue. We showed him the body camera footage in court, and he was sitting there like, I have no defense, Your Honor. I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, that's just nuts. I'm sorry. You run into, like, even when I was at the courthouse, we were talking earlier about the stories. You know, there's some people that just don't.
Mm-hmm.
They had that one guy I told you that came in with the utility knife. He didn't want to drop it, walk through the main gate. Some people just don't. I don't know what it is, a switch in their head. I mean, like, to where they just don't give a flying hoot what happens or how they react or how they act towards other people. But I don't think this guy cared if he lived or died. That was the whole thing. You know, when I told him to put it away, he pulled that thing out and I drew down on him, and I'm looking at him like, you got 5 other officers pointing pistols at you. You know, what's going through your head? You know, suicide by cop, or, you know, it's, I don't get it sometimes. People are just weird. You can't read them half the time.
Yeah. Well, the night I got attacked back in 2012, a guy, I used to pride myself on as a cop on my ability to see that switch. You can see that switch when it goes in somebody's eyes. The decision to attack you is usually made in the eyes before it ever reaches the hands. You can see that mental decision when they're about to act, and I was very good at it. But this guy, I didn't see it. I just didn't see it.
No.
He went from dead calm to just full blown attack.
That's how this guy was at the courthouse. Same way with the knife.
Yeah, he would have stomped my skull in if it hadn't been for another officer there.
I was 10 feet away. What did you say to me, DA? As I was 10 feet away, what did you say? I would have shot him.
Yeah, I would have shot him.
Less
than 10 feet with a knife, I'd have shot him.
The only reason why I didn't shoot him is there were civilians behind him and on the side. And you know a 9mm is going to go whoop that close, ripping through him. I didn't want to take the shot.
That's why a lot of departments have switched from the 9mm because it's got so much over penetration.
Right. So, I mean, people don't realize it. What Robbie goes through on a daily basis. You know, you get these whacked out individuals that, for some reason, you sit back in the car and you're like, what just happened? What went down? Well, wait a minute. You know, what are they thinking? And people don't realize that. It goes from 0 to 100 within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are they normal upstairs? Are they not normal upstairs? Are there, you know, is it demonic?
Could it be something demonic?
Right. I say, is there demonic possession? Is there, you know, something attached to this? I mean, you see it. People don't realize it. It could be an everyday, daily part of our lives.
Right.
You know,
I don't want to turn this into a religious philosophical debate, but what if some of the ones of these chemicals that people take, like for example, bath salts, just open you up to that kind of thing?
Right.
Maybe that's what it is. You have opened yourself up to something.
Right.
There are things, and I don't want. I know that all the Harry Potter fans are going to kill me because I know there's a certain term that they have to something that's tied to some kind of item that's mystically tied to something. You know what I'm talking about, DA?
Mm-hmm.
I think you do too, Anthony. But
yeah,
like to go further on that point, DA, is there are certain things that can be tied to that other plane,
Mm-hmm.
that, like a Ouija board, for example. I mean, those things are for the most part linked to that other realm, and you start messing with that stuff and you don't know what you're doing. That opens you up for this kind of stuff.
right. And Tombstone, he even said it opens you up to negative energy that that draws you into it.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it negative energy, or you just want to call it straight out demonic possession, or whatever you want to call it. There are certain things that they're in this world for a purpose. It's not a purpose that us normal people
Right.
want to deal with or want to mess with. But there are people out there who mess with that stuff and they don't know what they're getting into, and that's could be why
Robbie,
you get stuff.
going to domestic calls, you've gone to domestic calls probably 1,000,000 times in your career. How many times have you gone to a domestic and heard the phrase, "He's different when he drinks"?
Yeah.
If
Or, "He's not the same person when he's drunk"?
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that,
You'd be rich.
we wouldn't have to worry about anything for the team.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's
Darcy's Wiki's got a great comment. It says it's a fairly common belief in the paranormal field that addictive behaviors in general leave you more prone to obsession possession. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, if you've got an addictive personality, that generally speaking, and I don't want to use the term weak-minded, but if you've got an addictive personality and you are easily addicted to things, you don't have a strong will for the most part.
I inherited something from my dad, and it's weird. My dad was one of the most strong-willed people I ever knew, and when cigarettes he smoked for 25 years. When cigarettes hit $1.50 a pack, he walked in the house and goes, "That's too damn much to pay for cigarettes," threw them down and never picked them up again. I chewed tobacco for, I don't know, 15 years, better part of. And when I decided when they hit, I think it was like $3 a can. I'm like, not paying that, and I just quit.
Yeah, I've done the same thing.
It's some people have an addictive personality and some don't. I don't think it's anything that makes me unique or special. It's just that's how I'm wired.
Yeah, it's honestly, in my opinion,
I have an addictive personality. I do. I know I do. Even with the cigarettes, I know I do, but not with drinking or anything else. But yeah, but there's a fine line, like you said. There's certain things like you go into my head. Trust me, if a demon gets into my head, he ain't gonna want to stay. Trust me. He ain't be
the
like,
thing
I'm
is,
out of here.
You can have an addiction to something, but not necessarily have an addictive personality. And
right.
not the people who are that I think we're generally talking about are the ones that it doesn't matter what it is. They've got to have whatever that next coolest thing is. That next,
Well, that ain't me or DA or you. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
There's no way.
They're like, oh, what? I got to do what they're doing. That's awesome. I got to try that. That's fun. And no care for any kind of blowback or any kind of consequences that would bring. That's
look at the people with these iPhones. Who in their right mind would spend $1,000 on a cell phone?
But
get the hell out of here!
Now, everything that we deal with right now, as far as phones and computers and all this stuff, that's geared towards people like that.
Right.
You gotta have the next coolest thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what
I'll
that's
use
geared
a cell phone till it dies, and then
Me
I'll just
too. I got black spots on my phone from the screen. I mean, I had this thing for 5 years. I'm like, should I buy a new one? Oh, wait till
well,
the
this
money
one still
comes
works.
in.
Screw it.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
so stuff like that is geared towards, and that all that negative energy or whatever you want to call it, you know, that's what fuels this stuff. You know,
right.
it makes it, money makes the world go round,
Oh
and this
yeah,
stuff is
and
tied
the
to money.
companies know
Money is
that.
power, and
Right.
you know that's how all this stuff goes. I mean, so it's geared for that. But people like the three of us, and most of the people in the chat that follow us,
Right.
we're not the ones that keep that big money wheel and that big thing like that rolling, because we're
No,
not the
we
ones
don't
that are
have to.
going, "Ooh, I gotta have that."
And that terminology, my dad would say all the time to me, we don't have to keep up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
That's it.
My dad used to say that all the time too.
You know, and my mom and dad had money. Don't get me wrong. In the beginning, they didn't. You know, and
Not
they
us.
came. They came in. They came into money, but my dad did not, and my mom, you would never know, lived beyond there. They didn't. You know, my dad bought a new vehicle, had a new house built, and that was it. But he did not live and keep up with the Joneses one bit. You know, and that's the way I was raised. The same way Robbie was raised, you were raised. You know, I mean, I ate hot dogs and spaghetti for weeks on end growing up as a kid. We didn't have the luxuries of eating steak and everything else that normal families would have.
We
Because,
the staple of our diet growing up, we referred to them as Ozark Mountain steroids, was brown beans with a hock in it, a ham hock in it, and a big pan of cornbread.
yeah, that
and
was
fried
John.
taters. Fried
That was
taters.
Uncle,
That was
Uncle
once a
John.
week.
That's how Uncle John grew up. I mean, that's all he ate. You know, it's the same thing. Never had anything expensive in my life. I mean, it killed me to buy a pair of Nike Airs. Nike Airs. Does anybody know how much Nike Airs cost?
When
They're
we were
close
teenagers or now?
now. You know how much they cost now? They're almost close to $200
Screw that.
for freaking sneakers. You know, and I got them
I
for
wear the Walmart sneakers
$89.
for the most part.
Right. I got them for $89, and I thought that was a steal. You know.
But that's what we're talking about. You know, it's, you know, if you go buy your clothes at Walmart, society's gonna, you know, the way society is now. Oh my God, you bought your clothes at Walmart.
I do.
You really think a guy wearing a Bigfoot Hawaiian print shirt gives a shit what people think about
Exactly.
his
Exactly.
But that's,
I mean,
you know,
that's just us. That's how we are.
That's the society, and how society how you're viewed through the general public.
Right.
If you don't go spend money to buy the latest iPhone or the latest Nike Airs or Air Nikes or whatever they are now, you know, if you don't do this, then you're not up in society.
It's like killing me. It's like killing me. Like me and Robbie and DA have talked. You know, nobody really knows on the chat. It's killing me, and I need it, and I deserve it, and I know I do. The new truck. You know, I know when I go buy this truck, I already know what it's going to cost me. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. But yet, I do deserve it. I've never had, the last time I had a new vehicle, I'm 52. I must have been 30, 35. You know, I mean, it's just killing me. And then I look at it and I'm like, well, I do deserve it. You know, okay, it's my time. You know, this is my last hurrah. You know, and it's, you know, I'm like everybody else. Like, I don't go out and buy a new vehicle every 2 years and people trade them in. Oh, we got to get this. This is out. No. You know, DA just bought a new Rogue and they bought it used. Just like,
it's
right. Mine too.
New to me.
Me too. Me too. I'm buying a used Dodge, but it's only got like 10,000 miles on it. To me, it's new.
Hey, speaking of that Rogue, I found something. I discovered something new yesterday. Ever since I bought it, it's been in eco mode. It's got eco and sport mode.
Oh yeah, you got to hit the button.
Everywhere I've ever driven this car, I've left it in eco mode since I bought it. Well, I was driving through town yesterday with Nick, and I'm like, you know, I've never put this on sport. Let's see what would happen.
It's fast.
I put it on sport, and at the very next stoplight, I gave it the normal amount of gas that I do to take off, and that little Rogue goes,
yeah,
it takes off. I'm like, oh, back in eco mode.
Yeah, man, it's fast.
I'm gonna get to it.
It is fast when you do that. I know. I know they have that button on there. I know they do. You know, it's
But-
like Robbie said, we don't keep up with the Joneses. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But people like us, that's why we're not the kind that these powers, demons, entities, whatever you want to
Exactly.
call them.
Who's
We're
that
not the kind
Hillbilly's
that look.
got a point. We got
They're-
off on a tangent,
Yeah.
boys.
He's
Yeah.
like, I thought that. Well, it is. We're getting on. It's the same subject because it is. It's a demon of greed.
Right.
I mean, greed. I mean, you have greed. People are greedy, and I've seen it. DA knows I've
Getting
seen
worse.
it. I've been through. I'm going through it now. Money changes people from what you've known them all their life to what I've seen these past couple of months. And DA and Robbie know what I've been going through. Certain people in the chat do. It changes people. It's like a switch goes off, and you're looking at them like, where did this person come from? You know, it's their way of thinking, and it's the same thing as when it comes to sex,
And
stuff like that.
and the whole thing, money changes people. It may not necessarily change you if you're the one that's getting the money, but it's going to change people around you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Certainly, it'll change the way they look at you.
yeah,
yeah. I know.
because all of a sudden, oh, you're not going to help me? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we were close. You know, there again, it's all in how you look at it and what your perspective is,
Mhm.
as to how things are going to affect you. And you know, like I said, no matter how you coin the phrase or what you call it or what it's the same thing. If you let things like this into your life and you don't have control over it, it's going to take over.
Oh yeah.
Dog's got a point. Says we had a guy who would go from dead calm to off the walls crazy and back to dead calm. When he was raging, he had the eyes of a shark. I've seen that happen in the
Yes.
jail.
I have
North-
too.
Northwood
few-
says my ex was a spendaholic and it left me in a financial mess that took years to dig out of.
Oh, yeah.
And that's that temptation, that
Yeah.
demon of greed.
Yeah.
You know, it's astounding how much these forces that have been around since the dawn of time still have control over our lives to a certain
Well, it's like I said, it's an everyday part of life, and people don't realize it. You see it every day, you just walk right past it. You don't realize it's like everyday part of our lives. You know, it's crazy. You know, so there are powers out there that do take over. There are, I believe, there are demons, like Robbie said, attached to certain people that have these addictions that do go through all this stuff.
Mhm.
You know, that act this way.
Right.
It's like people look at us like we're crazy because we spend money on firearms. Now, I can't afford a new firearm. Robbie can't. DA can't. But as soon as something comes out, it might wait a couple of years. But I'd rather spend money on a firearm than go spend $1,000 on an iPhone. I hate to say it, but you know,
Yeah, I could buy 3 Glocks for what an iPhone costs.
exactly. You know, it's like,
But-
you know,
There again, we look at things from a practical standpoint, not
Mhm.
I got to have that standpoint.
right.
What would the three of us use more, an iPhone or a new Glock?
New Glock.
Yeah,
Glock.
new Glock.
Right.
I'll take the $150 cell phone as long as
Me
it
too.
does the things I need it to do.
Right.
You know, I don't need a cell phone that you can make a movie from.
Exactly.
I don't need that feature. That's not something that I have to have. I don't need the cell phone that that if I took a picture of me and there was 2 people in the background that magically can erase. I don't care about that.
Well,
stuff.
it's like, what is it? That split personality. We've seen it, being what we've done in our past, what Robbie does now in law enforcement. But you have split personality, and you have also what's the other word I'm looking for? The other personality.
My LT's on side with James Jenkins is my old lieutenant. I agree 100% on gun versus iPhone. The iPhone won't be worth anything in a year.
No, it's true. You're gonna throw it at them. Here, catch.
Yeah.
People that have that split personality, and that are, what is it? Split personality. I'm looking for the other term, the other word that they have in.
Multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, but there's another. You could see the change in them.
I know what you're talking about.
It's not. I'm trying to think of the medical term for it. Oh my God.
Bipolar.
Yes, bipolarism. you know, I mean,
Two polar bears.
personally, right? I believe that's, you know, is that a form of being possessed or having a demon attached to you? Good
I
possibility.
think it is.
Right.
Yeah, it's
good
hard to say.
possibility.
My ex-wife was bipolar, and my God, she had to be possessed by
Bro.
demons most of the time.
Like from
Woo!
0 to 100, it's just like that.
Oh,
It's
dude.
like whoop whoop.
She could be screaming and cussing at me for everything
Mhm.
I was worth, and a second, literally, not figuratively, literally a second later, it was like it never happened.
Happened. Right. I went through it. Same thing. I went through the same
What
thing.
the?
You're like looking at him like, huh? Like, you know,
And
but
see,
that's what I believe.
I'm pretty even keeled. It takes a lot to get me fired up, but I'm
Me.
also one of those that once I get fired up, it takes a long time for me to calm down.
That's me.
Because
When
once
I
I get
snap,
to that
I
point,
snap.
yeah, when I snap, I see red. That's it. But it takes a
John's
long
the
time for me.
opposite.
Yeah, it
John's
takes a
totally
long time.
opposite. He's like
So-
he's like you. He's very I wouldn't well, he's not like you. John's very passive to a point, and then he gets to the point where he just that's it. And then it's over with. Me, I hold it for hours. I'm stewing for hours. Like if you look at me, I'm like, I mean, I'm pissed. You know, and that's how it is. But yeah, I'm the same way, man. Once, you know, my attitude is I fly off at the handle real quick. I'm not into the bullshit. Somebody gives me bullshit, I go right back at you.
But in saying that kind of lends into what we were saying. You know, everybody has their weakness, and
Right.
and weaknesses are preyed upon by predators, which these
Mhm.
things are predators. I mean,
very much so.
this is no different than us talking about a dog man and how it hunts
No.
a deer or an elk in the woods. It's going to look at, okay,
Looks
that
for the
one-
easiest.
yeah,
That's
that- yeah,
any
it-
animal in the animal kingdom. Like
and-
wolves, for example, they will look for the weakest of the herd to pick it,
Yeah.
single it out, and pick it off.
And they
And
do.
these things are no different, and that's what they're going to do. They're, you know, if all of us are standing in a room and they look and say, well, his weakness is this, and his weakness is that. Well, I ain't gonna mess with that. That's the one right there. That's what I'm
Mhm.
going after.
Right.
Well,
Because they're going to take the path of least resistance.
I mean, even these serial killers and you know, the stuff that we've seen, the school shootings that have been going on, you know, a lot of these people admit to seeing dark images
Mhm.
in their cell with them, in their house, that made them do this. You know, I mean, or it's attached
Just
to
look
them.
at all the stuff the kids from those two kids from Columbine. Look at all the they found on them after that was some dark stuff that them two were
That's
into.
what I'm saying. You have to be there has to be something attached to them, or something pursuing them, or making them, giving them ideas. I mean, really, you come from a normal family, which they were normal. They were raised normal, and then do a 180, and then just you know,
Well,
like, why?
and this you know this is like I've said this before because the three of us are wired the same way. You can't look at the crap that we've looked at daily in our lives and see that kind of stuff and continue to fight it if you're not wired that way. Because not everybody can do that, but not everybody can look at that stuff daily and just be able to compartmentalize it.
No.
And
Right.
that's why I truly believe police, military, firefighters, EMS, it's a calling. It's not, I'm just going to be I'm gonna be in public service one day. The ones that just do that, they don't last.
I can remember times that I would come home from work, and you know Annette would sense it about me. There would be days I would come home and I would be fine. You know, I'd come in, give her a hug, kiss on the cheek, and we'd all sit down and eat supper together. You know, hug the boys and play with the boys for a little bit. But then there would be days I just had to go sit down and decompress.
Yeah,
where I didn't want to talk. I didn't want anybody to talk to me.
You would have
and seeing the stuff that we see, like we said, we see the worst in people. We see things, when people do stuff to their kids,
Oh
and
yeah.
Well, those were the
Yeah.
worst. Those were the
Yeah.
worst calls to do.
you see that stuff. Number one, it takes a strong-willed person to not go and just choke the living daylights out of the son of a gun.
Right. And believe me, we all thought of it. It all crossed our minds. Believe me.
But what people don't realize, and DA, I know you probably had to do it because I know I've had to do it as a detective. But when you're working one of those cases as a road patrol, it's a little bit different. You get the guy, or you get the information, you pass it on. But as a detective, you sit there and have to bring this guy in, and you have to kind of, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna figure this out. You have to play like you're his
buddy up
friend.
to him. Right. You got to buddy up to him.
Almost makes you sick sometimes thinking about the stuff you have to say to get the information that you need.
Right.
And to be able to do all that stuff,
It takes a toll on you. People don't realize that.
But it also takes a different type of person to be able to do that.
Right. You're
And
pushing all that anger down inside your stomach and just
and that's
right.
That's something else about officers. Not to mean to jump in on there, Robbie, but you're walking into darkness.
Yeah.
You were that flickering candle of light in a room full of darkness, and sometimes that darkness rubs off on you. Why do you think so many officers and corrections officers have a higher suicide rate than just about any other profession?
Exactly where I was about to go with that. You hit the nail on the head. Why do you think so many of us just can't take it anymore?
Perfect example, FBI profilers. Anybody wants to watch a documentary, look it up on YouTube, and is that one called
Manhunter or something like that?
Yeah, they actually interview these three or four former FBI profiles guys. These guys, you have to understand, when you're a profiler, which we know, you have to become that.
You've got to get into their mind,
right? And it'll rip families apart. It'll rip. I mean, they become a totally different. They're just totally different people where they only do this job maybe 3 years.
It burns people out. It will burn you up and use you up and spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
John Doe says Mindhunter. Yeah, that's what it is, Mindhunter.
That's it. Mindhunter, yeah.
It takes a toll, and even people like the clergy, priests who have dealt with this type of thing.
Yeah.
Some of them have walked away from the cloth. Some of them have, gone to monasteries and committed themselves to just prayer and study because they can't do it anymore. This type of darkness is a stain that you never really ever wash off.
Yeah.
I've read stories about priests that have done exorcisms that killed them, and it was like one and done. I'm never doing that again.
Well, that priest that performed the exorcism in St. Louis never did another one.
No, it attacks you. It actually attaches itself to you.
Yeah.
To draw it out of that one person.
Yeah, casting a demon out is not exactly something that for the faint of heart.
Hey, country boy,
what's up, man? Yeah, it's me being Catholic, Roman Catholic. There's a lot of, if anybody follows the religion or anybody reads about it, there's a lot of people don't realize they have their own department in
the Catholic Church.
In the Catholic Church in Rome.
It's an arm of the Jesuits, isn't it?
Right, yeah. They just deal with possession, demons. That's all they do. They answer to the Pope and the Pope only, and it's crazy. It's very secretive. No one talks about it. They have scriptures that go back to Jesus that are in the Vatican that they use. I watched a documentary on it, and I can't think of the name of it. And it was so freaky. I'm like, you're like, these priests are talking about all these real accounts. And a lot of them are in South America. A lot of these possessions are in South America.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. They show you the chart where all these possessions are. Even to this day, it's nuts.
Well, a lot of stuff happens in these third world countries because they're not as, and I don't want to say they're not as educated as us because that's not the right term to use, but they're not as up to date on and there's still a lot of
Right.
what's
I know what you mean.
superstition. There's a lot of superstition, and people who are really superstitious and still they're more susceptible to
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. This is just my opinion, obviously, but when you've got we still believe that if you go outside at night and you don't have 3 candles in your hand, when you get a lot, and not just a few people here and there, but an entire village that thinks that, people tend to get more susceptible to stuff like that, I think.
I had a buddy that took a J4 call, dead body call. Turned out it was a suicide. But he told me when they processed the scene that from the back part of that guy's house, he just felt like something was watching him the entire time.
Mhm.
And once other officers were there, they checked the house. There was nobody else in the house. But every time he was alone in the house, he felt like there was something watching him from the back part of the house. And it was locked up. There's no way anybody got inside. And he said the weird part was, he said he just felt completely freaked out in that house. But the weird part is when he left, he said he felt that same presence in his backyard for like a month.
Yeah. I mean,
Like something
it attaches it. It attaches itself to you. So, that's the crazy. I mean, look at the girl. What Blonde and Booze. I mean, the stuff that they do, I give them a lot of credit. I'm, me personally, no. And not even joking aside, I wouldn't go walk into a house that everybody knows there's bad demons or bad
juju.
I wouldn't do it. And they have the ability, a psychic ability to deal with all this stuff. Not me. Sorry, I just wouldn't do it. It's just not worth my mental anguish. And it's like what did Krista say? That one Erin had to take a break for 3 days because it drained her so bad.
Yeah, this kind of stuff exhausts people.
Right.
Well,
it's like, come on. Even when Brandy was talking about it a couple of weeks ago on the show, she was just like, it drains you mentally, physically, spiritually. It's like, I give them a lot of kudos. Let's put it like that. I really do.
I mean, can you imagine the mental fortitude you have to go against something like that?
Yeah, of course.
Folks, there's a twofold reason why we've been doing shows that are just about the history of stuff. One, we're leading up to the Halloween show. We're going to have a special the night of Halloween, and it is going to be about the history and lore behind Halloween. This coming Wednesday, we're going to do another show that digs into witchcraft. But there's a reason we're doing these, and it's not just building up to Halloween. It's because, well, if you believe the lore surrounding the festival of Samhain, which if you look at it, it spells Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. If the veil is thinnest then, and that's when you would start seeing things from the other realms coming through. But I think with all the recent sightings we've had in the last 4 or 5 years, it's particularly since COVID, we've had a lot more sightings of not only cryptids, we've had a lot more paranormal encounters. There have been more UFO sightings. I think the veil has been thinning for a while. And I think this Halloween, we may have something interesting happen. I don't know where, I don't know who it's going to happen to, but I think because the veil has been thinning the last few years, I think this Halloween night, something definitely evil is going to happen.
It's not even that, DA. I mean, everybody, and I'm not getting into the politics. I mean, it's the end. Everybody's saying, and I believe it. It's the end of times, man. It's the end. I believe that what's going on in society and what's going on in our government and everything else, it's a battle between good and evil right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? I know you guys believe the same thing. It's, you know, it's crazy. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. What's happening right now in our society? So
Steve Patton says, "Oh, goody, I'm working that day." Well, as any first responder can tell you, Anthony can tell you this, Robbie can tell you this, Steve could tell you this if he was here, Doc could tell you this. Anybody that's listening in the crowd that's a first responder or worked in a hospital can tell you this. People get crazy on the full nights of the full moon.
yeah,
There's a reason they call it lunatics. Luna meaning moon. People act bizarre.
Well,
Everything goes up. Domestics go up.
well, look at it.
Fighting calls go up.
What happens when a full moon happens to the ocean? What happens?
I think we talked about it when we had our werewolf show about how the moon affects the tides and all that stuff. And what's our body mostly made of? Water.
What is it? 98%, 89% water. So it's going to affect your ability.
So yeah,
right. It's going to affect your ability.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it does happen, man.
To me, and Robbie, you both you guys chime in on this if you think I'm wrong, but has it not seemed like over the past few months people have been acting like it was a full moon almost all the time?
That's what it's like I said, it's the end of times. People are just acting crazy, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, how many times over the past few weeks have you heard me, when it's just the two of us or the three of us talking, have you heard me say about what kind of shift I've had? I work in a small town. I mean, and I've seen some stuff. I've worked in bigger places and I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, but you should be seeing it in your town, right?
Things are, as good old JR would say, business is picking up, boys.
Yeah.
Did
you guys get my private chat?
Yeah, go ahead and go. We can handle things for a minute.
I just got to real quick.
But and I know I've been out of the game for a couple of years now, and to be honest, there are parts of me that miss it, but for the most part, I'm happy I'm out. But I worry about my brothers and sisters that are still in uniform because things have been getting steadily worse. I mean, it's whether you want to consider it from a religious standpoint or a social standpoint, or whatever you want, you can call it politics, you can call it religion, whatever you want to call it. But the behavior of society in general has been spiraling for a while.
You can really coin it in any of those terms, because either way you look at it, look at without getting too political or too religious or anything, look at the way some of these churches now are acting. Look at the way some of these political leaders are acting. Look at the way just normal people are acting. No matter which facet of life or which way you want to spin it and which way you want to look at it, people are different nowadays than they used to be. People just don't care, number one, because growing up, if I'd have said half the stuff to a cop that people say to me on a daily basis,
oh my God,
I'd have got my head knocked off.
Kids 10, 12 years old.
Then when I got home, my dad would have done the same thing. But now nobody cares. There's no respect for anybody anymore. It's what's good for me. What can I do for me, for my benefit? Nobody cares to help anybody anymore. And it's just being in public service right now is not like it used to be. I'm not going to say it's not still rewarding, because there's something happens every day that that reaffirms why I do the job that I do. Mm-hmm. And DA, you didn't do it for the money, and you didn't do it for any other reason other than you wanted to help people. We've never had this conversation, but I know that you're the kind of cop that I was, and you do it simply because you want to help people. Because there's no way to get rich being a police officer.
Oh God, no. Not in public service.
Or an EMT, anything like that. And all y'all out there that follow in the same footsteps, Steve, you know the drill. We don't do this for the money. I've said it before. There are three types of people in the world. They're the sheep, they're the wolves, and then there's the sheepdogs. And sheepdogs are not just necessarily police officers.
Right.
Sheepdogs can be firemen. Sheepdogs can be paramedics, EMTs, military, police, any of that. Anybody that runs towards danger instead of running away from it is a sheepdog.
True.
And
Overbuilt Automotive mentioned Texas front porch. It was something. That was a point I wanted to make about that. Now he brought it back up, and I remembered it again. Tex from over at Texas front porch talked about the possibility that some sightings, what people think were cryptids, could actually be demonic. So many times people have described having something with an unearthly growl or glowing red eyes. That's not normal in the animal field for the eyes to glow on their own. And Tex put forth the idea that you might have possibly encountered something demonic. Just because you're in the woods doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no light source and it's pitch black and you see something glowing red, chances are that's probably not eye shine. It's probably not something that's natural.
Yeah, probably not.
That whole looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, probably a duck.
Yeah.
You know, I think Anthony hit the nail on the head. I'm not saying that it's, you know, it's because no matter what you believe or how you believe it, there's a lot of stuff that's got to happen in the end times. I honestly and truly believe that we are in the end times, but who knows when that's going to end up. I mean, it could be next month for all I know, for all any of us know, but it could be still, 20, 30 years off. Who knows? But the way things are going, it's starting. Because
we're at a turning point. People either need to wake up or it's just going to get worse. And I think, we can trace a lot of this to dark forces that are, moving. And it doesn't matter what religion, what culture you're from. Every culture on this planet has beings that can be called demonic. They've got dozens of different names for them, but when you start reading about them, they're very much identical to the descriptions of demons that we know in Western civilization. And I think those things are still active in the world.
Oh yeah.
Whether you want to look at it from a religious standpoint or a metaphysical standpoint, we know creatures of immense power exist. We don't know what they are. Religions down through the centuries have all tried to explain what they were to greater or lesser degrees. And every religion has their end of the world scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at some of those, there's a lot of similarities involved in them.
Well, just take the story of Noah and the flood.
Mm-hmm.
That story, there's like 300 separate versions of that all basically the same story with little things here and there different. But how do 300 separate religions basically have the exact same type of story?
The flood legend. Yeah.
So, like you just said, regardless of how you believe it or what you look, there is a commonality between all this stuff. Just like with the demons, if we call it a demon or if you call it a, something else, whatever that terminology may be, it's like my uncle brought up something to me one time when we was having this discussion, and I had never thought about it this way. But, now when people see lights flying in the sky, they say UFO, aliens. Mm-hmm. Well, stuff like that's been seen for years and years and years and years, and way on back. How do we know that's not demons that people are seeing flying through the air like that? I mean,
it's unidentified, so you can't say for sure what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a little spaceship or a little, flying through the air. I mean, like you said, unidentified.
Yeah, they had yeah, he is. He was just watching. He's perfect for this subject because I told you, he sees stuff I don't see. He sees crazy and the experiences that he's had growing up. And his two sisters, my aunts and my cousins see stuff. I mean, I don't have the ability. He does. You know, so it's weird. Very weird.
Let me see if I can get him an invite sent.
Yeah, he's perfect for this. I mean, he's seen some weird stuff.
Well, I
You
mean,
know.
there's weird stuff going on. You don't have to look hard right now to see weird stuff.
No, and we talked about that. You know, like I
I mean,
said, it's every day.
Basically, you just got to flip the TV on.
Mm-hmm.
No,
If you
I
go
don't
see
watch
something,
the news. I don't watch the news anymore. That's all it is. It's murder, raping, killing. It's just like so. They never talk about anything good. Nothing good. You know. Oh, this man's life. You know, he choked on in a restaurant, or this child was saved in a car accident. You know, of a good pedestrian. They don't talk about like that, man.
Right.
And, you know,
You just
and I
hear
hate
the
to say
negative.
it,
Well, there's been a
Right.
saying among
that sells.
journalists for years: if it bleeds, it leads.
Right, it sells.
well, that's
There he
all they
is.
care about nowadays. Anyway, I mean, when you think back when the three of us were kids, and you watched the news, you watched the nightly news. Well, that's all they care about. Well, that's all nowadays. Anyway, I mean, when you think nowadays,
Time
I
out.
mean, you watch the news. You watch
John.
the three of us were kids, and you watched the news.
Oh.
You watched the news. Well,
I'm here.
All
What?
right, you got your thing playing in the background. Take it off. It's echoing.
That better?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
I had them both
Yeah.
on. I don't know.
Yeah, he's back from the dead, people. He's back. Here he is. The myth, the legend. You can't
Yeah.
kill him.
when
Yeah,
you
you
watched the
try.
news back in the 70s and the 80s, you were actually seeing they were reporting the story from an unbiased opinion. It wasn't swayed one way or the other.
Right.
You know, you were getting the news story. You were okay. Here's what happened.
Mhm.
You make your own judgment as to how you interpret it.
Mhm.
We're not going to try to sway you one way or the other. This is we're telling you, and that's the way it used to be. I mean, think about listening to David Brinkley and Walter Cronkite and all those news anchors that we used to listen to growing up. You know, those were respected people. You heard them say it, you're like, oh, yeah.
You don't have anybody like that anymore.
No, you don't.
No.
I mean,
You don't have anybody that's actually respected.
Exactly.
Or it's actually
Well-
truthful in the media.
Yeah, well, they're not. They've got their narrative now.
No.
There was not a narrative back then. It was
No.
okay. This is what happened. We're reporting the news. We're just telling you what happened. You make
Right.
your own judgment about.
Now they're
So-
creating all of these theories and all of this other garbage for everything. You know,
But
hey, thanks, Billy.
That goes back to what DA was saying of letting that negative energy,
Right.
demonic possession, whatever you want to call it, letting that creep in and start taking hold, and it's pushed everything to that direction. Now you have the stuff that you have that you can't even turn the news on and listen to it because you're going to hear what they want you to hear, not the
Right.
truth. Just how many body cam from police officers have you seen where you see, 10 seconds of a 3-minute video?
Right.
Right.
Then
Lene
you watch that entire-
Perkins had a good question. She
They
said,
only let you see what they want you to see.
Right.
Lene had a good
They're not
question.
letting
She
you
said,
see
what do
the
you think
truth.
the origins of shadow people is?
Hmm.
What do you guys think?
All right.
I've never really heard that they're more like mischievous, aren't they? There's not really just kind of like playing with like they did with you in the building, DA. I haven't really heard of them.
Dude,
Shadow
when I was clearing that building, I felt in danger.
Really,
I felt like I was being hunted.
Because you were, but they were doing it in the shadows. They call them shadow people.
I think they're
They
demonic.
aren't real. They're demonic. They're from a demonic sense, but they're
He
not
sees
full
a
on
lot
demons.
of that. John sees a lot of that.
Yeah, I see
shit.
it all the time. They're here, but all you see is the shadow. But they can't control you or anything that you
They
have.
would be more like
in
a
your
lesser
area.
demon type thing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then wait a minute now. Let's get back now. We're into demonic and stuff, but I'm not saying get off the subject. But how many accounts of people or investigators that do Dogman and Bigfoot talk about these shadow figures in their homes that
Right.
actually
Exactly.
follow them back from the swamp into the woods to their
The
house.
girls from Blondes and Booze talked about it.
Right.
But they can't control anything.
No.
Excuse me.
So
They
what
can't
is it?
control. They can't move things. They can't touch you. They can't,
Right.
But they can influence you. They influence you in your mind, but that they can't actually touch you. So they can't really control you if you don't let them.
Yeah. I think they're just there to cause fear. I think
Exactly.
they feed on your fear.
Yeah, just to keep you on your feet.
My oldest son, he used to have night terrors. And he said he would wake up and see something shadowy like crawling toward him down the hallway, and he would always freak out. But he would have to eventually wake himself up. I think it's there. I think they feed on our fear.
Speaking of that, I
I
remember
had them
what
for
happened.
years when I came back from Nam. I still
remember
do every
what-
once in a while.
I remember what happened, and Uncle John knows the story. When I was laying in bed at the house in Ocklawaha, remember, John?
Oh yeah.
This house had some bad juju in it. I mean, bad juju. I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
I remember waking up.
I never should have bought that place.
Yeah, I remember waking up, and at the foot of the bed there was a black figure standing at the foot of the bed. And I didn't believe in none of it. And all ads here, I'm like, you guys are nuts, crazy. It actually woke me up where I stood up in the bed and I was like, what the hell? I mean, if you could see through it, it was a dark figure.
Right.
And
What they
just
call the
vanished.
shadow there. But
I mean,
it was just there to
There was shit in
Scary.
that house.
it was
The
kind of letting you
chandelier would
know.
move. The chandelier
you
would
know.
move. The cabinet doors would open in the kitchen. We'd be sitting there eating dinner. The cabinet doors would fly open. I mean, weird stuff would go on in this house, man.
Same way with here.
We
The
have something
bathroom light
similar.
goes on and off,
We have something similar happens here. I mean, I'll go through the kitchen and close the cabinet doors, and I'll come back 5 minutes later, and half of them are open again.
Yeah.
I've never seen them open, but I'll leave the room and come back, and one or two of them will be open.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Darcy's Wiki had a good comment. It says the people who mention the shadow things following them home also tend to have experienced extreme fear. It could have been something present, not attached to the cryptids that just followed. That's a very good point, and I do think shadow creatures, shadow people are some sort of demon. But I think they're like a lesser demon that feeds on fear.
They
I think
feed
that's
and they attach themselves to your fear. They attach themselves to your fear. That's what makes them come out. I mean, it lets them.
A lot of the investigators that do these investigations, a lot of them are on Native American land.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, perfect person to ask would be,
William.
I mean, a lot of these people that go out. I mean, half of Florida, man, is Native American land here. I mean, it's crazy, But all these dark figures following them home. Could that be part of the Native American, religion or their, what's going on? Who knows?
Well, you could ask Fred or Jesus or any of them. They're going to let you know that what's all set up as far as the native tribes go.
True. True. All right, now we're an hour and 18 minutes. We're switching the narrative up, people, right now. We're going to be talking about DA's books and the characters in the books, and I think that's going to be a new thing for us. Maybe one day a week we might do it. I don't know. It's up to the boss man himself. But we're going to start talking about the characters in the books, and I'm glad John's here because John, he knows everything about the books too. So does Robbie, and I've been watching my stuff too. But yeah,
I haven't been able to read them to you lately.
No, I am.
DA, you're gonna have to write them in crayon. I'm sorry.
I can't do that. He'd be licking the pages.
I put hot sauce on the green ones for him.
It's just funny.
Start him off. He's gone.
Who is this? Who just made this comment? Who is this? I'm sorry, but I got to defend myself on this one. I'm
Well,
sorry.
they said you don't see things, but you've seen shadow people and Sasquatch.
Listen,
So you
Right, yeah.
listen. Anytime you want to come to Florida and I'll take you out, man,
You're in denial.
you're more for it. Come on down. I know what I seen. I just don't believe in. Like I said, people that Robbie and Da know me. I don't like messing with supernatural, and John knows the same thing. I don't like supernatural shit. I do not like
Cool if you. It's cool if you don't let it control you.
it. Right. So I don't know who that person was. Who is that person that just made that comment? Yeah. Don't get me started tonight. Okay. Because no one will like me after that comment. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the book.
You're in denial there.
That's it. I know.
If any of you aren't aware, Cam Buckner and I have been doing kind of a partnership thing. He did all of book one of Codename Wild Hunt, Odin's Call, and released it on his channel. And he's 3 parts in to the second in the series, Codename Wild Hunt, Curse of the Wendigo. This is something Cam and I are going to be doing long term. I've got a whole bunch of books that he's going to be doing this to. And I've got more books in the works. I'm currently working on the 4th installment of Codename Wild Hunt. It's called Death and Dyatlov Pass. I'm about close to 40,000 words into it. Hopefully I'll be more than that by sometime tomorrow. But this is a partnership that Cam and I are getting into because it's actually better for me as a writer than going through ACX exclusively, because the bad thing, and what people don't realize about ACX, is I write the book, and say Cam, for example, narrates the book, and between the two of us, we've put hundreds of hours into creating the book, and the only thing ACX does is host it, and they take 80% of the royalties.
Right.
All they do is host the file, and they will take, they take 76% of the royalties because the writer and the narrator split 24%.
Which is insane.
Yeah, I don't know why they take so much.
That's a lot, man. That's crazy.
So I'm not going to be doing ACX exclusives anymore. The books will be on ACX. From this point on, I will not do ACX exclusive contracts for the narrations on the books. Well, specifically the ones I do with Cam. I may for some of the others, but I'm also going to be putting these audios up on some of the other networks that have that do audio books, like Google Books and things like that. And so I'm no longer going to be exclusive to ACX with the especially the narrations I do with Cam Buckner, or if any of them I do on my own, or any of them we do with like Doc. Good night, Mondoc. I know 0430 does come pretty early. But this is something we're going to be doing long term, and I've got a lot of books for him to do. We're going to do it with the Apex Predator series. We're going to do it with the Lakeview Man series. I'm going to be talking to the first narrator from the original Lakeview Man book, and seeing if we can't work out some sort of deal where we release that contract and I can have Cam do Lakeview Man, all of them, because I like to have the narrator consistent from one book to the next. And Eli did a great job, don't get me wrong, but he just doesn't have time to do the rest. So I'm going to be looking at those. DA, have you looked into doing your? I think I'm going to give that a shot. I may do that for the new one, for the new sci-fi I just released. It's called Man's Marauders: A Planet Too Far. I may do that one myself, because I really liked writing that book. It was a lot of fun.
It's a good book.
I've always been a little disappointed. I've always been a little disappointed that the sci-fi books don't seem to sell as well as the others, because I'm pretty proud of those. I think those are a lot of fun to write, and I think they're written well. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but I think I did a good job on those. And so I was a little disappointed that those don't sell as well as the cryptid books, but I understand more people like the cryptid books. So those are always going to be my bread and butter. I'm going to do a lot more of the cryptid books than I do of the sci-fi, but I think I will try my hand at my own narration for that particular book and see how it works.
I'm
right there. Keep putting out more Man's Marauders. That is awesome.
I like the Audible books. I like them because I can sit back and, like, this morning I listened to part 3 of the Wendigo on Cam's show. And I take in more when I listen to it than I do read, and everybody knows why. I mean, I just do. But yeah, the books are crazy. The cryptid books, nuts. Like I didn't know Doc turned into a wolf. That blew me away. I was like, hey.
Hey, spoilers there. Someone may not have
Right.
read that book.
Oh
Freaked
well,
you
sorry,
out, didn't
people.
it?
Oh, he had part
Sorry,
3
folks.
on
There may be
today.
some spoilers.
No, he had part 3 on today. So it was part 2 and 3 was in already on YouTube. So yeah, go to Cam Butler's
Dixie
Cryptid show. Yeah, Dixie Cryptid show and listen to the Audible. He's got them on there, people. Really good. He's got the voice for it. He does. He really does.
Oh yeah, he's good at it.
Yeah.
You know, and then Doc's going to be doing what? What book is he going to be doing?
We're kind of talking about that to see because he has not got his setup done yet.
Okay.
But I may go back and have Doc do the Lakeview Man series. I'm not sure yet, but when because Doc's time is limited,
Yeah.
So
he's really tied up.
so we're what to see what he's got time to do. I may let him have Nightmare Hunter because he can only that way he can only commit to one book occasionally.
There's Shane. Yeah, it sparks my interest in a neighborhood. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yep.
You got to call the right people.
The characters in the book are just crazy. Crazy, the characters.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are based on real people, and some
I
aren't.
know, but where I was going to ask you, where do you come up with half these names? Honestly.
It's weird. It's not like I know a lot of writers will buy books of baby names and come up with names, but to me, it's different. It's like the characters almost name themselves because I will come up with a backstory for what I want the character to be, and I start thinking about the personality of that character, how they would act, how they would be, how they would talk, and once I start establishing that in my head, it just kind of comes to me.
And I got to keep an eye on that Canatella.
But you know what the best is? The best is when he put those 3 parts on his channel this past week. Okay, The Curse of the Wendigo. I don't know if anybody's watched it yet, but or caught it. I've caught it. The music that he has in between, that is Viking chants. That I think it's like a prayer or a Viking chant. I caught it right away because
it's a really good choice of music.
Yeah, because of the show Vikings. I caught that. I was like, oh man, that's part of the, their background.
Deacon Prepper caught one of my lines about Margolin. He's an idiot, but he's our idiot.
Yeah.
I love it.
Margolin has proven to be a very popular character, and I just wrote him in just to be the one because you guys from being in law enforcement, from being in the military, there's always that one smart ass that gets everybody else in trouble, and that's what Margolin's role was just to be that one smart ass that popped off at the wrong moment.
Well, he got nobody to replace him now.
I was going to ask you about that.
we don't want to talk about who's replacing Margolin, Uncle John. We don't need to go there.
Okay. I'll step off. Got to keep an eye on him though.
Because I asked that very question. I said, in the very next update we got, I got my answer because he never answered me.
Yeah, you didn't have to. He didn't have to. He put it right in there. It jumped right at
that little grin he's got on his face. He had that same little grin he's got on his face right now. He
see that shitty grin, yeah.
In our next update, I got my answer, and I'm like, there we go.
Yeah. It jumped right out at you. You can't help it.
Now I was going to ask you. You had in the book
answer for me.
In the Curse of the Wendigo, you had that one guy that was from the original team from the 70s that's still on the team.
Gideon.
Yep. So does he? Let me ask you a question, which you never brought up in the book. I don't think you have. Is he immortal?
That gets answered.
2,000 years old.
That's not read enough.
Does get answered.
I'm sorry, not immortal to you.
He's
over 2,000 years old, and you're going to ask that question.
I don't remember that part.
Gideon's been around for a little while.
I haven't. I don't remember that part, but now I do when you said that from the other book. I mean, he's like, oh, it's part of the original Wild Hunt team from the 70s. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he'll come to
gotta
the foot
be-
of your bed tonight.
He's the same age as John. How the hell is he moving? But I remember you saying that.
There's more to Gideon than meets the eye.
Yeah.
No, look at Doc. Look at Doc. I didn't know. Who knew that Doc had, he was, pissing on trees and squatting. He was turning into a wolf. I know Angie's probably not happy with it.
Oh yeah, it all depends.
Well, look at
Angie
the
doesn't
dog
find out for a few books.
Angie doesn't know yet.
Angie doesn't know yet.
Look at the
When she
dog
finds
hair.
out she ain't happy.
It depends on when he wants to howl.
Yeah, look at the dog hair he's leaving in the house. I mean,
Yeah,
she's probably losing her mind.
Vacuum cleaner,
She's like, what the hell?
I kept telling you that Dyson ball cleaner wasn't what you thought it was, but you didn't listen.
Chairman, we also kind of get a link to the Facebook group. Which Facebook group you want the link to, and I'll see if I can get you the Discord link. Give me just a second.
What? Hail Satan. All right, bro. Don't be putting that shit on. Don't be putting that shit on.
Don't put that up there.
Yeah,
No,
no.
Because I'll have you fucking banned it in a second. Don't do that.
Yeah, let's
No.
just go ahead and do that. Goodbye.
Actually, that just really
Well, you
ticked
see,
me
look
off.
at the name.
Yeah, we don't need that shit.
I just caught that. Satan's loyal. Sir, get the fuck. But you know what? I'm please.
I banned him.
Good. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that
Crap.
crap.
Got it too.
Yep, Meg nailed it. We can always count on Meg. Meg's quick on the draw. She usually beats me.
Way to go, Meg.
Meg's my gunslinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, not with that. Sorry.
She's got the quick draw and stuff like that. She'll nail it before I ever get a chance. All right, I'm boosting the.
Look what Shane wrote. That's funny
I know.
coming from this group. That's funny, Shane.
Yeah.
He goes, thanks, guys. We don't need those fucking weirdos. Yeah. Shane knows us already, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh God.
Oh,
you get them all. You get them all. Well, they're coming out of the woodwork now. I'm telling you.
Lord. Oh.
but yeah, Anthony, you got to catch up so you know all this stuff.
Bro,
about-
I got a lot of things on my mind, man. What's been going on? I mean, everybody's like, well, go back and read this. Sorry. I got a lot of shit going on in my life right now that I'm trying to sort out. So,
I
Sure.
know.
Yeah. We understand.
But to answer your
I
question,
think I got the Discord link. Yeah, there we go. There's an invite to the Discord link for anybody that would like to be part of the Discord community. I need to spend some more time in there, and I will get the link for the Team BA Facebook group as well.
yeah, John said he was typing stuff in earlier and no one was seeing it.
Stuff's going by so fast. I wasn't able to.
It wouldn't show up in the chat.
Yeah.
Everybody else would see it, but I didn't see it, and Robbie didn't see it.
Tombstone saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tombstone was answering them back, but I didn't see it in the chat. It's the settings too. I think it's just some of these settings on here are crazy.
That's my
How you doing,
Team BA
Meg?
Facebook group.
Yeah.
It's a private group, but that link will take you to it. You can request to join, and me or one of the mods will approve it.
yeah, one of us.
John Dose is honestly probably good to check once a day. Yeah, I need to do that, but the thing is I forget.
Yeah.
I am very forgetful. I want to be more engaging in that, but I forget all the time. I need to be more engaging on my media as well.
I try to keep a pretty good check on who's requesting to join and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, they have the live stream on Discord? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Maybe we had to set that up.
Huh.
Huh.
I did not know that. I just seen that comment.
Yeah.
John Doe, you are the whiz at Discord. If you know how to do that, shoot me an email. You've got my email address, and maybe you can help me walk through it, as I am not tech savvy. What?
What did he put? What did he? Can't believe I have to say this, but please don't post Bigfoot erotica.
Overbuilt.
I knew Robbie was watching.
That.
I knew Robbie was looking at the same thing I was looking at. I said, I got to put it out.
Yeah. Did you see what
like-
Overbuilt put on? That's what he's answering.
No.
Bigfoot erotica, the Robbie Raines story.
It said the lonely maiden Sasquatch laid her eyes on him, the strong and seeming lonely dog man. And that's what he's going from.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that is actually a
What the heck is
genre of
Bigfoot
books.
erotica?
And then Ron goes, "What the heck is Bigfoot erotica?" Well,
That is a legit on Amazon.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Didn't they make
disturbing.
like
There's even dinosaur erotica. So
Yeah,
Oh,
Didn't they
God.
make like a softcore porn or Bigfoot porn?
yeah, basically.
Yeah, you just imagine a T-Rex now going, I can't reach you. I can't reach you. I got this big head and this little tiny arms.
That's the Rodney Carrington joke.
Pull my hair. I'm trying. Damn it! I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Okay.
DA, yeah, Bigfoot sees DA making coffee. Yeah, it's always coffee's being made. We all drink coffee.
Oh yeah.
You should come out with You should come out with your own coffee, man.
Yeah.
If I could figure out how to do that, that would be awesome.
You could bag it and everything. Just come out with
Yeah.
like T Modin brand, and then you come out with
Yeah. When to
The
go.
Apex Predator blend.
Right.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lakeview
The
blend.
Apex Predator could be
Yeah.
grandfather's special.
And then every little coffee pack, you put one of those little plastic figures of a dogman or a Bigfoot or a Wendigo.
Yeah. You can
So
say
they
it's
open it up and they can collect them. Here you go.
Bigfoot coffee makes you stand up. You know.
Yeah. This will put hair on your chest.
Yeah.
There you go.
And your back and your face and everything
Yeah.
else.
Oh God, seduced by a raptor. Thanks, Tombstone. That's a picture I don't want to see.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Y'all know we're at 3,353 subs now.
Oh no, I had no idea. I haven't
Yeah,
looked.
still growing.
Wow.
That
That is
sounds
awesome.
like a winner.
Awesome.
You know, maybe we should do a giveaway tonight. What do you guys think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Picks of margolin and strawberry jam.
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
Beard trimmer, some lip gloss, and some strawberry preserves. And what are the preserves for? You don't want to know.
Richie goes, I don't need any more hair on my body. I'm
Yeah.
right there with you, Richie. Don't pick
Yeah.
that. I'm the same way.
Bigfoot coffee. It comes before you know it.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah, John Big Shoes. There you go.
But as Ginger Billy says, it's big feet because you don't see them
Big
hopping
feet.
around on one foot.
Yeah, I watched that video you sent me, man. I was pissing myself. That was crazy.
I'm gonna call it regular foot.
There you go.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Just here and there. So 66 says raspberry. That's right. It was raspberry.
Yeah.
Right.
Raspberry. Only one man would dare give me the raspberry.
There you go.
Lone Star.
Yeah, what do you want to give away?
Oh God.
What do you want? What do you want to give away?
You know what I think we'll give away tonight? We got to figure out, what the criteria is for the giveaway because Nightbot wasn't working and I haven't figured it out.
I hear
So
you. I hear you messing with it. Is that what you got in your hand right there?
I
know what
think
it is.
I hope
Wait,
it is. Oh, okay. Good wild hunt patch. Yeah.
Yeah, those
How
are
about
really
we give
nice.
a Team
Team
Odin Wild Hunt
Yeah.
patch?
Yeah.
Who would like
I
to
got
win
mine.
one of these Team Odin Wild Hunt patches? Got Velcro on the back, still in the plastic. I got one of these on my jacket and on my plate carrier now.
They're PVC.
I got one too.
Yeah, they're good. They're good quality patches.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
who would like to win a Wild Hunt patch? Tombstone
What
says,
do they
"Nice
have?
Wild Hunt." Tombstone, if you win it, it's gonna give me a little time because it's not gonna be cheap sending it to Australia.
Australia. Yeah, that's right. I forgot he lives in Australia.
Oh, look at Meg. Look at Meg come in. Woohoo.
I love the wild hunt and everybody. Okay, yeah. Oh, we all got patches. So yeah.
So it looks like there's a few people
Oh yeah.
Steve Patton says if I win, it's going to put it on my body armor for work. There's going to be a number of cops wearing these patches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave a couple of
Yeah,
them
but-
away to some of my buddies from Greene County I ran into over the weekend.
But
Like,
you know
that's going on
Steve,
my
right?
carrier.
You know
That is-
Steve, right? DA?
What's
That
that?
is my team's.
You know Steve?
Yeah, he's a cop here in Missouri.
Yeah, so Steve, yeah, he'd probably give you one. You don't even have to put in for it. He'd probably give you the patch.
Yeah.
Ah,
For those
John
of y'all
Doe
who
says,
don't
DA,
know,
speaking of email, what subject should I post about next? Shoot me an email and we'll exchange some ideas.
Shane goes, I just bought a vest okay, guys, I'm adding up. Yeah. Well, I got a patch for Shane that he can have. Is it your patch?
Well, you know what would be better than giving away a wild hunt patch?
What?
2.
oh,
Oops, flipped the wrong one over.
there you go. Yeah.
All right, what do they
Well,
have to
that
do
one
for
went in the
those?
floor.
Back to
What do they
one.
have to,
All right, 2. 2 wild hunt patches.
what do they have to do to
Two
get the
wild hunt
patches?
patches. Let me see if I can get that one out of the floor
Back to one.
before I kick it under the desk and never find it again.
I got a patch for Shane that I probably could send him. It's it's an NADP patch that DA sent me. It's one of the Dogman patches. I don't know if you have any more of those. Do you? Okay.
Let me check. Gotta find my patches. I stuck them somewhere around here. Possibly. Oh, here's the stack. Give me a second.
hey DA,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put send you that picture. You want to put that up and show people when you're talking about lots of cops with that?
Yeah.
Oh
Shoot it.
yeah, yeah,
I just
yeah.
sent it to you.
You need to put that up, Robbie.
The team picture. I just sent it
Yeah.
to DA.
You need to put that up. That's cool.
Give me a second. I will put that up.
This is Robbie's department. This is
No, not my
your guy, right, Robbie?
Not my department. It's my team. This
It's his team.
just the guys on my team.
I think that's cool as heck.
Yeah, there they are. 18.
Yep, that's my partner on the far left. And the two night shift, or one of the other night shift guys beside him, and me, and then our K9 handler on our team. And we were told that
There's one without the
each
glare.
team could come up with their own team names. So I showed them the patch that Uncle John's got right there, and they were like, "That's badass." So it was unanimous, just like that, that the A team is now the Wild Hunt.
No, you don't have to buy it off of me, Shane.
I got
Yeah, I
another.
got it right here. I was going to send him this
I
one.
got a few of those.
This
still.
is the one I was going to send you, Shane. You don't have to buy it off of me, brother. I'll send it to you.
I got a couple of those too there, Uncle John.
Send me
But
your address on the messenger, buddy.
I got these 2 wild hunt patches we're fixing to give away.
Shane's part of the family. I don't know. You don't need to buy it. I'm just sending it to him. The hell with it.
Nimexa Radio says, "Do you sell them? If so, where?" We only right at the moment we're only selling these wild hunt patches at conventions. These are convention exclusives for when people come to the table to get books signed and stuff like that.
Right.
That may change in the near future because I haven't had the money to order them in large quantities, so I only ordered enough to take to conventions. But we'll see. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll be able to get those.
No, we are. Like we talked about that already.
Yeah, Northwood said, "Do you need
we're
a
gonna
full
do
color
that.
wild hunt patch too?" I've got the olive drab wild hunt patches. My wife's telling me I need to do full color, but I don't know what color to do it. If that makes sense.
That's not a bad idea. For what color though? I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean,
So
I think that's the color. I mean, I don't.
to me, that's the
other-
color it needs to be.
Yeah,
Although
that-
there is in the military there are the olive drab, the subdued version, and the color version of patches
yeah.
for your
That's not
dress
a bad-
uniform. So maybe we should do a dress uniform version.
Maybe
with
just
the
That's not
paint
a
it
white.
bad idea.
olive drab, maybe with like an off color red writing on it. Like
Hmm.
subdued
I
red.
was thinking of blue.
A blue with the
Well, that
red,
too, yeah,
blue and red.
yeah. But you
Yeah.
put it
That
like
might not be bad.
a subdued like burgundy or maroon. Subdued, like not bright.
Oh, I didn't know Richie's in Crystal River. That's right, he is. He's right near me, right near us, John.
Oh,
Yeah,
is there?
you're about. Yeah, you're not far, bro. You're like what? I mean, hell, he's
He's
20, 30
less
minutes
than an
away.
hour, about an hour from
Yeah,
here.
yeah, you're not.
Yeah, gee, we were over by
New
Bellevue. Yeah.
Mexico Riddle says, so when do you come to Australia for a convention? We have a free room for you here. I would love to. However, here's the daunting bit about going to a convention overseas is, do you know what it would cost me to ship books
Oh,
to
yeah.
show up with all my convention gear? I would need a Connex box just to ship all the stuff we
Oh,
take to convention.
speaking of that, um, that the Florida Bigfoot convention is going to be held in Ocala this year.
Mm-hmm. That's one I would hope to be able to do.
At the Equestrian Center down in Ocala. I didn't know, Robbie, if you're going to come, DA.
That would be a good time
So,
to get the
yeah.
whole team together.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Boys, I am going to try to get Nightbot to work. It
supposed to
didn't
be
work the last time
huge.
I tried to do.
Last year-
Nightbot didn't work the last time I tried
No,
to.
it didn't. But it was huge last year, the Florida Bigfoot convention in Lakeland. It was massive.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Meg says she'll help you go to Australia.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's a long flight.
Yep.
It's saying I have to authorize Nightbot to be part of my
What?
YouTube. So let me see if I've actually got that done. Give me just a second.
What? I want a free code for the Audible, and it won't work on Audible. That's Julie S828. Huh.
You can't use it on audible.com. You have to use it on acx.com, which
Yeah.
is the company that basically runs to Audible.
Okay.
Shoot me an email, Julie. Shoot me an email with the which code you won, and I'll send you the link where to redeem the code. But it has to be done through ACX, not Audible.
Hmm. Oh, John Doe's going to be in Ocala. Good.
Nice.
Are you going to be incognito? Are we going to meet you? Or are you going to have what?
He said he
You're gonna
might be in there. He might
gonna
just
be
be there.
top secret.
Yeah.
You know, if you accept this mission,
He'll be the
Right.
guy dressed up like the dog man on the back right hand side by the flag.
Okay. I think Nightbot may have actually done it. So give me a second. I'm trying to go active.
They wouldn't let him out of there in California.
that's what Shane even Shane made the comment. We always welcome to come to spread worldwide the DA Makata gear.
Yeah, you got worldwide. They tax you where you couldn't leave.
I don't know if Nightbot's working. It is. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It shows it's logged in, but it's not picking up anybody in chat.
No, I don't see anybody in chat. Nope.
Well, I went in and added it to the approved list. It's in there. Hang on. Let me try one more thing.
That would look good there, Shane.
Richie, we're in Ocala. Well, we're in actually Ocklawaha,
Yeah,
which is
Lake
right
Weir.
outside of Bellevue, Lake Weir area. I told we're not far, man. Really
Yeah.
not that far.
Not far at all.
I used to go to Crystal River all the time. We used to go fishing there. Not
Oh,
far
yeah.
at all, man.
Oh yeah. We go over through Dunellen and go right to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to put my boat over at Yankeetown, so yeah.
Yeah. We used to take John's boat out all the time.
All right, what the heck is going on here? Nightbot is being a pain in the.
St. Augustine's not that far either, Amy.
No. It's about an hour and a half drive.
If that, yeah.
Yeah. Overbuilt says he sees all what Nightbot now. Okay. I don't see it, but
No, I don't see it. Oh, somebody sees it.
I don't know what the hell Nightbot's doing.
no. That's always been hanky though, DA. You know that. Even when we had
That'll look
set
good,
of
Shane.
restream, we had the yard stream we were using. It was still acting up on there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like warning people for just normal conversation.
Yeah. I remember it was going crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
see
know
it.
why it's not working. Yeah, I can't get Nightbot to work. I'm going to have to see if I can get my son to figure it out.
Darcy
Keep it-
said they just saw it in the participants area.
Well, if it's making comments, why is it not working on Nightbot.com?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Nightbot.tv.
I'm not seeing it at all.
Huh.
Mm-mm.
Well, I have no idea what the heck's going on. This is beyond me.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that is.
What?
Wesley,
What?
the light in your bowels white as snow. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I have no idea. Holy Spirit of Jesus, the light is the vision of the valley. Without you, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's, that
Somebody
could
got into the morphine again.
Okay, we're going to have to go ahead and do this without Nightbot because Nightbot's just not working.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He would love the wild. Naomi says she really wants the wild hunt patch, DA.
You think she wants it?
She wants one.
I think she might want it. Yeah.
Well, what criteria are we going to use?
Thanks.
What are we going to do for a giveaway?
How many we're giving away?
I've got 2.
Mm.
2. I don't know. What do you want
We'll do
them to do?
You want to do a trivia question for one of them?
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
Like a trivia question for one of the books. First one with the right answer gets the first patch.
That's a
We
good
can
idea.
do that. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I don't count, right?
Uncle John, you've already got a patch.
Yeah. You got more shit than shit. Renee says, me and Meg share. Let me and Meg have it. We share. Okay.
What do you guys think for a trivia question?
Give him a trivia question out of the newest book, or the one that's I guess what's the newest one out now? It's the
Man's Marauders?
yeah. If they read it or they've seen it or one of the
Well, if they haven't read it, they're not going to get the question.
well, how about the Wild Hunt series?
Yeah, I was about to say, since you're giving away a Wild Hunt patch, probably needs
Yeah,
to come.
we'll do one out of the Wild Hunt series. Let me.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is if you paid attention to any of the Wild Hunt stories, the first patch will go to whoever can tell me Margolin's middle name.
Let's see. Here we go.
All right, come on, guys. Me.
Nope. Come on.
I don't see it yet.
I ain't seen it either.
You know, Lene's looking it up right now.
When they says embrace the suck,
suck.
more or less his middle name,
Close.
but
Yeah.
not quite.
Nope, Amy. It's not Sally.
It's not Sally. No. It's not.
Nope, not Sally.
Steve goes,
Trouble.
damn.
Trouble could be it.
I'll throw in another slight hint. His first name is Franklin.
Yeah.
Franklin Watt Margolin.
Come on, guys.
Linnabelle. That's funny.
Oprah.
Oprah. Nope. Good guesses, but no.
If you guys know your history, you should get this right away. Come on. Franklin. Come on. Yep. Got it. Who just hit that? Somebody hit it.
No, nobody's got it yet that I've seen.
No, you're close. They're close, but you didn't hit it.
Franklin Delano.
Franklin Pierce. Franklin Pierce.
FDM. That's funny.
Donald.
It's not Donald.
No.
Roosevelt. Nope.
Nope.
We may have to expire the time on this one and go for a.
Boy, you really switched them up on that one, man.
Shall I answer it for him, DA?
Go ahead. All right, we'll
Morehouse.
come up with another question. What was that again?
What was
Morehouse.
Morehouse.
Franklin Morehouse Margolin.
Yeah. Yep.
And the comment made by Clark was, God, his parents
Damn,
must
his
have
parents
hated
hate
him.
And to bounce off that, why was he named Morehouse? Because that was one of his uncle's names, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
All
Okay,
right.
so
I got one for you. I got one.
All right, shoot. What you got?
What sniper system does? Okay, what sniper system do they use in the Team Wild Hunt series?
Valkyries?
No, well, this is a trick question.
I know, but Valkyrie's a sniper.
Well, but there's a trick question to it. There's numerous ones.
Yeah, there's
one
one
here. Huh?
T. Davis says I missed the question for the patches. We're still Blues and G Music said chimed in with Morehouse, but it was already too late. It was already released. So.
What sniper system rifle do they use in Team Wild Hunt? It's a trick question. Steve got it. You got one. There's another one. Steve, you got one, but there's another one. I guess no one. They're probably looking at the book right now to try to guess it.
Whatever works, John Doe. Yeah. No, it's not 44.
No. One is a 470. Who got it? Yep, Huckleberry got it. Yep, you got it. It's a 458 SOCOM and the 4570 series.
Well, the 458
458
SOCOM
is the actual rifle of the team.
Yeah, that was the
4570
platform.
Right.
They use a 4570 and a 50 cal.
Right, but it's a trick question. There's numerous systems. That's what the whole thing was.
Yeah, but
they use it.
Yeah, but you put too much trick in there. You said sniper.
Who said 4570 first?
It was your buddy from that cop, Steve.
Yeah,
AJ.
Steve Hart.
All right. Steve Hayden. Steve Patton Hayden. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. You get the first patch. Steve, shoot me an email at the email down here. Well, Steve, you've got my email address. Send me an email with your address, and I will get this out to you probably Monday or Tuesday. So now we got another patch to give away.
All right.
Let me
What's
make a
the
note
hand,
on one that's
what handgun do they use in the series? How's that? Is that even better or what? How's that?
well, if anybody's paying attention, they're gonna get that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, which one?
we'll make it easier.
4.5
handgun?
millimeter BB.
What handgun do they use in the series?
Yeah, which hand are they using when they use it? No, come on, guys. What's the handgun? Come on.
I'll give it for the caliber. If they
No,
get the caliber, I'll give them.
Don't do that.
But if they say the
500
caliber
rounds.
and the manufacturer, I'll throw in a man's Marauders patch.
That's
There
right.
you
You got to
go.
get both.
I'll say it. I don't have that one.
I'll get you one, Uncle John.
Okay. There it is.
AJ got it. 50 GI.
AJ got it. Yeah.
All right. Now, what's
Yeah.
the company?
What company?
Well, it's the GI gives it away. AJ, you said 50
Yeah.
GI. What's GI stand for?
Yep.
Yep.
Gungrafter Industries.
Chris
Oh,
Miller got
Chris
that.
got that.
Chris Miller got it too, but oh well.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
It's in Spring Hill, Florida.
Guncrafter Industries. They're actually right here in the Ozarks. They're just across the
right.
border in Arkansas.
Right there.
Tell you what. You know what? Since they both guessed that, I'll give each of them a
Team Wild Hunt.
Team Wild Hunt patch. So
There you go.
AJ, you get a patch, and Chris Miller, I'll give you one too, buddy.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, I didn't think. See, damn,
What a
that was a hard one. No one even got that. Everybody.
All right, so I'm going to be sending out 3 patches instead of 2. My email address is right there, boys. Send me your email address. Send me an email with your address, and I will get those patches out to you probably Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around in there. And just a FYI to all of my mods who do such a good job, all the moderators for the group here, I'm going to be sending you guys a patch too.
So that would be what? Who? Meg and Lene, or no?
Oh, there's several mods.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got to put Lene at ease because she's like flipping out. She wants.
Oh, I already sent her a message.
Yeah, Lene.
All right, so I've got 3 of those patches set aside for the 3 winners. Shoot me an email. I've got it written down who won them, so I know who to get them. And just FYI to my mods out there, I'm going to be sending the mods. If you guys will email me your address. I asked Meg to do it once, and she did, and she sent it to me, and I accidentally deleted the email with her address. So send me another email with your address, and I'm going to get you guys some patches out.
Things like awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lene put yay.
Keeping me up.
So I'm going to hook the mods up with a patch.
That'll work.
Oh, we're out. We're 2 hours
Ron
and 3 minutes.
Ron
Damn.
Yelton says, good show. Got to get going. Well, good night, man.
Take it easy.
Steve Penn says, D, I'll send you a couple patches. Oh, awesome, man. I collect patches. So,
Yeah, me too.
Steve, if you want, I'll send you one of my old
Oh,
departments.
it is Nightbot. Nightbot just kicked in.
Nightbot's kicking in now, of course.
Oh, yeah. Right. If you enjoy the show, please, thanks. We're a little bit late there.
Yeah.
Steve is sending Robbie some patches. Robbie, you're getting some patches too from Steve.
Oh, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Yeah, just
That's
Top liver. I don't get any.
yeah, me too.
I'm joking.
Oh, I've got a stack of these Man's Marauders patches. I'll hook you guys up.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting.
Oh, Billy, thanks, man. There,
Hey,
Billy.
thank you, Billy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, the
thanks,
mods do an awesome job. They're Meg's my gunslinger. You know, if we get one of those porn spammers or somebody acting weird in the chat, she's generally she's before I even get a chance to do it. I'll click on
put up the Discord.
I'll click on block them, and it's like there's an error. This person's already been blocked. I'm like, yeah, Meg beat me to the punch. I want to say Werewolf actually got the Phoenix weapon system 4570.
Yeah.
He really did the research there.
Yeah. He went through the whole book. He was like,
Where's it at? Where's it?
God, you can't type it on the top and go to it like you can.
yeah, the Phoenix system 4570, me and DA looked it up.
Yeah.
They are super expensive.
Yes.
You're talking about $5,000 to $7,000 for a Phoenix system rifle.
Yeah, we need to get a hold of them, see if they'll sponsor the show.
I contacted them.
It's not expensive as the newest thing we was talking about the other day.
No, that is.
Oh, no, Nightbot's really hitting it now.
So Nightbot woke up and okay.
Yeah, now it's hitting.
Thanks for nothing, Nightbot.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, a little too little, a little late there.
Yeah, even the Guncrafter Industry 50 GI.
Mm-hmm.
We looked into buying a couple of them, and they're just, jeez.
They're not horrible. They're not as bad as you would think.
But
you could
you
buy
already
a 50
had a lower
GI for 1,000 to 1,200, depending on if you're buying a kit or not.
If you already had your frame and everything,
right,
and just wanted to do the drop in, you really could. It's not that.
No,
bad.
it isn't.
Not that bad at all.
Well, the thing about the 50 GI is, one thing you guys want to remember. Here, let's see if I can find one.
I'm trying to think. What model Glock was that, Robbie?
I think it was a 23.
Was it the 23?
23.
All right,
Yeah.
I got this from them. This is a 50 GI hollow point.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
It's dead. I wear it as a necklace.
Right.
It's inert, but that is a 50 GI hollow point. In test firings, they shot a 9mm, one of these 50 GI rounds at a block of ballistic gel, which simulates living tissue.
Right.
It went through 42 inches of ballistic gel.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
That's almost 4 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's going to punch a hole in something. I don't care how big it is.
Yeah, I think
if I ever get the money, that's my squatching gun.
Coming out the other side.
Yeah, that's my squatching gun if I ever get the money.
You got that right. Yeah.
I think the upper and the drop in for the 50 GI, Robbie, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's what, 4 something, 5 something.
Yeah, if you just get the base one.
Yeah. If Sentinel was in the chat, he could tell you because he bought one.
Yeah,
he's got one.
Yeah, I want to get one. I mean, that's a nice. It holds up to the pressures too. I think the other company that makes it is they actually make it in a Glock. They also make it in a 1911 conversion too.
Right.
Jaden Sephiroth says, "Can it kill a Squatch?" I'd put my money on it.
Yeah.
If I was going to carry a handgun to go up against a Sasquatch or a Dogman, that would be the one.
Absolutely.
And I would carry one every time I went in the field if I could afford to get one.
10mm is not weak either. I mean, we talked about that.
10mm do some damage.
Yeah, they've used that in bear hunts, grizzly hunts.
Overbuilt says, any suggestions 500 or less for a Sasquatch Dogman pistol? Yes, the Glock 10mm.
Glock 10.
Yeah, or the 1911 10.
It is not expensive at all. The 10mm.
Yeah.
You can actually,
and it's really not that expensive to shoot either, even with ammo prices being
right.
If you do have a Glock and you get it in a 10mm, okay, I suggest that you change the barrel out to an aftermarket custom barrel for the Glock.
Exactly.
Get a fluted barrel
because they do have a tendency to. They do have the tendency to crack.
Yeah.
The Glock barrels on the 10mm. I've seen it. So I would tell you to get a aftermarket forged steel barrel for it. Cold steel.
I've never had that problem with my 9. Granted, the 9's a little smaller than the 10mm, but I got a Glock 17, so I've got 18 rounds counting the one in the pipe.
Right.
Yeah. And my shot group is pretty tight, so what I make up for in the size of the round, I'm going to make up for in quantity. I will put a dozen rounds in a shot group the size of the bottom of a Coke can if it's coming after me.
You bet your butt you will.
Yeah, Country Boy Cryptid. Listen, the Kimber 10mm, you're gonna be paying out of your, what?
Kimber's expensive.
If you go
They're
to
great guns. Don't get me wrong, but Kimbers are expensive.
right,
Blues and
if you
G
go-
Music says what's recommended for trash can raccoons the size of medium dogs. Get you a 22 Magnum.
yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's
You
all
got
you need. For
Keltec.
that.
Keltec makes a called the PMR 30. It's a 22 Magnum handgun. You can buy one brand new for about 500 out of the box, and they hold. The magazine holds 30 rounds. 30 rounds of 22 Magnum hollow point gonna mess up the day of just about anything.
I was going to answer what's his name's question, Country Boy.
Shoot.
Okay, Kimber makes a 10 millimeter, yeah, but they're expensive. If you go to Citadel, they're made in the Philippines. It's also the sister company of oh my God, my mind's shot. They make a 10 millimeter. Just look up Citadel. Very reasonable. You're looking about maybe 450.
Yeah,
485.
and they put them up against Kimber, and they're actually
won.
better.
They won the
They
competition.
beat Kimber.
Yeah, they did in the competition, in the 45 competition, last 2 years running. Yeah, look into that. It's called Citadel, and
or
they're
Rock
made in the
Island,
Phil-
or more.
or
you know.
Rock Island. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's the other company, sister company,
Yeah.
Rock Island.
Yeah, Rock Island makes a good handgun.
Yeah.
They make a
I-
10 millimeter.
In fact,
Anthony, to answer your question about the 50 GI though,
this is a Rock Island.
the drop-in conversion, which is it will fit any Gen 1 through 4
Right.
Glock 20, 21, 40, and 41 frame
Right.
is $795, and that's your mag, your slide, barrel, spring, and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I was off a little bit.
You got to have one of those frames, or if you just want to buy the whole thing, you look at about $1,200.
Yeah, me and Dee looked into it. They're expensive, man.
So
They're not cheap.
tell the crowd about the SIG when you were talking about the double stack.
Oh, the new SIG, and there's another company that makes a double stack. It's called the 2011 series. They come in 45 and 9 millimeter.
Or 10 mil.
SIG, no, not 45 and 9. They only make them in double stack. The 2011 series. There's another company besides SIG that makes it. It's
Para Ordnance made a double stack.
yeah, but that was a long time ago. I know they're out of business now. I know that.
They got bought out by.
I can't think of the name
I
either.
can't remember who bought them out, but they stopped making that Para Ordnance double stack.
It was SIG that makes the 2011, and also oh my God, there's another company and it's less expensive. I can't think of the name. I can't think of this.
High Point overbuilt.
No, not High Point.
No, overbuilt put up there.
I know. I'm just seeing it. I'm like, ooh. There's another company, guys. I can't think of the name. If you look up 2011, who makes them, it'll pull it up. I know SIG's expensive. You do get what you pay for. For a 45 double stack, it's holding 17, 16 rounds in a 1911. That's crazy. That's nuts. Yeah, Mechanic is good too. Mechanic is a good pistol. Very good pistol.
Yeah.
Very, very good pistol.
Oh, Canic, yeah.
Yeah, but there's numerous. I mean, everybody's hitting the bandwagon with these 2011 pistols now. They're a double stack.
I tell you though, for the money, if you want to get a pretty decent gun, that if you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for, it's basically a Glock clone is a PSA dagger.
Oh, I have, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
got
definitely.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a 9mm dagger for like $200-$300.
$299 out the door. Out the door, $299.
Yeah.
Comes with 2 mags, and you could get the mags for $12 at Magpool.
Yeah.
Awesome gun, man. Awesome. All the mag parts, all the Glock parts fit in it.
Yep, every bit of it.
They actually came out with a 5.7 model now.
Yeah.
That's blowing the industry away because a 5.7 in an FN and also Ruger, you're paying close to $1,000.
Yeah.
This gun they're selling for $410 out the door. That's cheap.
Yeah,
we got to get one. I got a bunch of ammo for it.
From PSA, you can get a dagger with a Vortex Venom sight on it.
Yeah.
For the same price that you get and I'm talking with the Dr. Cut slides.
Oh yeah, with
barrel.
Ready to go,
ready to rock and roll for $4.99.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can barely get just a standard Glock for that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Glock, you're paying over $1,000 with all that stuff on it.
No, I
Not
said
necessarily.
standard.
Not if you do your blue line there, Robbie.
Well,
When I was still active with the department, I went through Eagle Armory here in town and used the blue line discount for active law enforcement, and I picked up my baby Glock for I want to say it was like $275 or
Oh
something.
yeah,
like that.
yeah. We were getting them. Hell,
That was
I
my
got
backup
mine.
gun for years. Still,
I'm
in fact,
talking
it's
about
on my hip right
just
now.
a regular person, if they just want to go out and buy and that's why I said, Anthony, it's just a standard Glock, not
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
any of the fixings or trimmings, or anything, just a standard run of the mill. What you gonna
Right.
before you do anything to it, Glock, or you can pay $4.99 and get that dagger with everything checked out, the threaded barrel, the Dr.
Right.
Cut slide, the Vortex Venom holographic side, everything just ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, figure what a Glock 19. I've seen them run anywhere from $500 to $700 right now.
Yeah.
For a standard Glock 1917. So for the PSA with all that stuff on it, yeah, you got you're beating that price, no doubt.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Boys, I hate to cut you short, but I just got a text message from my wife that my oldest son is here. He's in town for the weekend, and I haven't seen him in a few months. So I want to start wrapping things up. A couple things I do want to say before we go is if you guys have checked out the narrations that Cam Buckner's doing over on Dixie Cryptid of my Codename Wild Hunt books, please go over there, like, share, and subscribe to his channel. Listen to those. You can listen to them for free. Cam did a wonderful job on those. Him and I are going to be doing a lot more projects, including more Steve Lilly stuff here in the near future. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out my books, there's the website here. Go to daroberts.net, and you can check out all of the books. I've got 27 in print with more coming all the time. If you are not a member of the Patreon community, just to toss that out there, you can go to patreon.com/DARobertsAuthor, and you can help shape the future of the DA-verse. Right now on the Patreon community, I've got the list of all the book projects that I've got planned for the next year or so. And I'm asking for the Patreon community's input on which ones to do next. You'll also have input on titles. You'll get advanced looks at some of the covers. You'll see. I've even posted the first chapter of the new book that I'm currently writing over there. So if you guys remember of the if you guys remember the Patreon community, not only does your support help me continue to do these podcasts and do these shows, it also helps shape the future of the books. So I hope you guys you'll check out the Patreon community, because believe me, the support from the Patreons helps immensely. You can, again, and you will have direct input on helping to shape the future of the DA versus these books continue to grow. I've said it many times. I will continue to say it. Stories are journeys that we take together. And I'm so grateful that you guys have decided to take this journey with me. I've made some amazing friends along the way, people that are going to be, that are like family to me now, that will be friends for the rest of my life. Anthony, Doc, Robbie, Uncle John. I call him Uncle John. He's not even my uncle, but he's my Uncle John now. He's family. He's crazy, but he's family, and we love him.
That's it. Oh, it made me cry.
All you're missing now is the wig.
Yeah, I know. Where's the wig? Yeah.
But folks, I thank you guys for spending your Saturday evening with us. Yeah, we managed to stay on subject somewhat, but we did talk a lot about demons and shadow people and how they may still be affecting the world.
Hey, every road's got another cross street,
Yeah, and we take a lot of twists and turns on the road.
It just happened that this one had a loop on it,
I've already got a couple of emails from 2 of the patch winners. Steve, make sure you send me your address so I can get you that other patch out.
And make sure you send when Steve gets in touch with you, give him my address too.
Will do. What else was I going to say? Big shout out! Thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. Your help is instrumental in keeping the universe growing. You have no idea how much your support means to me and how much it has helped. Everybody that has been part of this community, be that the co-hosts on here, the moderators that are in the chat, the folks that have been here throughout the journey, you guys are family to me, and you guys mean the world to me. And I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for how much help and how much support I've received from everybody over the last 10 years. It touches me heart and touches my heart very deeply to know how many amazing people have joined me on this crazy journey that started out as just a pipe dream of a kid on a farm on Route 3, Lebanon, Missouri. But it's come a long way. Thanks, John. It's come a long way in 10 years, and I can't wait to see where the next 10 takes us. Next 10 and beyond. So congratulations to the folks who won patches tonight. The mods who want a patch, shoot me an email or a Facebook message and get me your address, and I'll try to get those out to you over the next week or two, so I can. That's going to be a lot of stuff to mail out, but I'll mail them out as I get the chance. I'm gonna get you guys some of the Man's Marauders patch. I've got one of these on my jacket.
Poor Billy.
I've already got a lot of comments on it. People are like, Man's Marauders, what's that?
I love that.
Yeah, there's been some good comments. I've got Man's Marauders on my left sleeve, and I've got the Team Odin patch on my right sleeve, so it's a combat patch. But we've had a hell of a journey, folks, and we are just getting started. So thank you guys for coming along for the ride. Appreciate you guys spending your Saturday evening with us. Join us Wednesday night for Witchcraft Wednesday. We are going to be delving into the history of witchcraft across the United States and the world. And we are continue building up our creepy shows to the night of Halloween, when we will do a show and we will all be wearing various costumes.
And a special guest might show up.
It just might.
Yep, from the Cam Butler and DA book. You never know.
You never can tell.
His next name is Lily.
I'm going to invite Cameron Buckner to join us on the Halloween show, if he will.
Yeah, you need to give him heads up.
I will send him an invite. I'll give him a holler tomorrow and see if he wants to join us, because it would be fun to have him on.
That'd be cool to have him on.
Yeah,
it would be.
Yeah,
Cam's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's one of the good ones. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, folks, again, thank you guys for spending your time with us. I've said many times, I will always say it, we don't have fans, we have friends, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Again, stories are journeys that we take together, and I am truly blessed that you guys have chosen to take this journey with me. Love you guys. Doc, I'm sorry you couldn't be here tonight, brother. I love you. You be safe in travels. Steve, I'm sorry you had to work, brother. I know you guys have been overworked at the hospital. We can't wait to have you back with us on Saturday nights. We love and miss you too, brother. Robbie, Anthony, Uncle John, love you guys. Thank you guys for joining us.
Love you guys.
My best to each and every one of you in the audience tonight, and I hope to see you guys again on Wednesday night. And just remember, there are dangerous things out here in this world, and we want you guys to be safe and come back to us and remain part of the family. So
exactly.
You guys have a wonderful night, and I'm going to go spend some time with my oldest son and probably make some chili.
There you go. All right.
So you guys have a great night, and we will see you on Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us. Catch us again Wednesdays and Saturdays on DAX Machina. A special thanks to all our channel members and Patreon supporters. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.